to give you a quick demo of our CTN Network website, ctnnetwork.net. Join our community. It is free. You just type in ctnnetwork.net, and this is the homepage right here. And if you want to create an account, you would just click up here and create new account right here. Sign up with your email, or you can sign up with just clicking on Facebook or Google. So you can sign up with your Facebook account or your Gmail. So I'm already signed up, so I'm going to click in Gmail right here, and it's going to log me in. And as you can see, this is our home page. Click on creators right here, and this shows you all the CTN family members that are content creators. Everybody is on here. If you want to go to one of their YouTube channels, for example, if you want to go to Crypto Talk Now, just click on channel, and it takes you right over to the YouTube channel for that particular creator. And you click on community. This is our community right here. We do have a forum, and this is a forum where you can post things, you can interact with one another. And there's also a blog right over here that we post our own content on. And if you click on CTN Studios, you can watch our live show and other content creators' live shows right through this CTN Studios. We do have advertisements for some of the content creators. There's the Crypto Smith, there's Waddy, the Crypto Hunter, and we also have live charts for the ISOs right in this box right here. We have a feature where you click on the heart if you want to donate to us. You can donate with Ethereum or Binance, BNB. And also, if you click on this button right here, we're going to have a call-in feature, which is already live. If you want to call us, just click on the green icon, the green phone icon, and click on call now. And during the show, between 9:15 and 10, when we announce it, when Max is on or when I'm on with Max, we will start accepting phone calls, and you guys can be live with the show. If you want to turn your video on, you can come on camera as well. So good stuff there. Now back onto the homepage. If you click on members, you can see all the people that are members here. All these people here, like Chaka just signed up, Gills33, Miguel. All these people here are members of our community. So you guys can sign up, and then you can chat with one another. So you can either click over here, message right here. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm just going to welcome him. I'll send him a quick message, and then I can click enter or just a little arrow. If you want to message somebody else, you can click on message, or you can go right over here into members chat and go ahead and message them and create a new chat if you want by clicking this little button right here. Now also, if you scroll down here, you can see some of the past videos that our content creators in our content creator family have created. You can go in here and watch some of the recorded videos. They're scrolling down here. Just choose one to watch. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching this brief demo. Make sure you sign up so you can interact and be part of the community when we are not on the live show.
Hello, CTN family. Glad to be here tonight with you guys for this special edition of Crypto Talk Now. We have quite the outline to get into. We're on a time constraint because, let's face it, Game 3 of the Phoenix Suns versus the one and only LA Clippers live from Crypto.com Arena. I, of course, don't want to miss it, but it's still going to be a great show. We're going to go at least an hour and a half, possibly longer. Smash that like if you haven't done so already. Let's go ahead and give you guys a heads up on tonight's lineup. So we're going to have some breaking news here in a bit in regards to the hot topic of the night, which is regulations, clarity, all that stuff. On top of that, we have some community-driven news. And for the rest of the lineup, it's going to be basically Ripple, a little bit Jasmine, not too much. Last night was a big focus on Jasmine. And then, of course, also some Stellar for you guys. So it's going to be a great show. Glad to be here with you guys. And let's go ahead and welcome some of our members of the community. And before we actually do so, I saw a super chat come in. I want to recognize that real quick before we get into welcoming everybody. And let's see where it's from. So I do see, I think it came from Henry Brown, if I'm not mistaken. Let's jump to that real quick. Thank you for your ongoing support, Mr. Henry Brown. He says, Max, when you with XRP for life, okay. Ripple World Order. See, it's like this, man. Jean, the world is going wild for Ripple Mania SummerSlam soon. Well, I've been told I do WrestleMania events here, sometimes going as much as 5 hours. And I don't try to do it all the time, but anyway, thank you so much, Henry Brown. Nice way to get things started. Really, really appreciate you. I'm just going to double check the other screen, see how we're doing on the chats and so on. And I think for the most part, we're okay. All right. So again, thank you, Henry Brown. More than appreciate you. I see you on Twitter. You you retweet the show and so on. Much appreciated, man. Thank you. Here's some virtual dabs for the metaverse, right? All right. So I want to go back to welcome some people. Obviously, KK, thank you for being here. Your first comment of the day. As Larry used to say back in the day, congratulations, you won absolutely nothing. Well, again, some point you will in something. We've done giveaways in the past and so on. So, but yeah, he states the poor sell the dip, the rich buy the dip, the wealthy buy a lot. That sounds like something from like a Nas verse, my all-time favorite rapper. Anyway, Din G says he's here early. Welcome, Din G. That's cool of you, man. He says hello. Something I also noticed in the comments for the live replays is, requests that people want, like some kind of form of chapters and whatnot. I definitely want to try my best to get that going. And if anything, I'm just going to double check a couple settings real quick to make sure that we have that. I don't know if I could do it again on the live, but it's supposed to automatically do this, right? And sometimes it just basically doesn't, divide up the chapters. So I'm just going to double check some of these settings for you guys real quick before I kick it back into some more of what we have for the lineup. Yep, it's checked. Automatic chapters. So I don't know what the deal is in regards to that. So anyway, one of those things, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and refresh that screen, and yeah, let's kick it back to where we're at. All right, so Dingy, again, thank you for being here. It says crazy day, big dips. Yep, good point. Mike, welcome back. He says he's doing great. Thanks to you and everyone for your thoughts and prayers. You're very welcome, man. We'll continue to do that, and if you want to share any of that info, how it's going for you, and so on. I know a lot of times that's private, but sometimes you need somebody to talk to, you need to share. You can always shoot me a DM on the CTN forums. I want to state this much, Mike. I'm never too busy not to hear somebody out, especially when it comes to that. So if you want to message me directly, just go to the CTN or ctnnetwork.net and you can send a direct message. I'll be more than glad to respond to. If I don't respond like within 15 minutes, it might be because I'm, out and about doing something else, but I try my best to keep up with the messages there. So anyway, it's there for you if you choose to do it. Dingy says market is like Elon's rocket, started well but ended in a disaster. I saw Bullzilla on his live stream that I think is still going on right now. He was also showing some other live feeds in regards to that. GS, welcome. He says discount day might be more H-bar. Yeah, you know what? Some of these prices, right? H-bar, all this stuff is really, really cool. I'm just going to check that real quick. I did see another super chat came in, but let's see what's going on with H-bar real quick. So H-bar, right around the same price as LCX as we speak. So, I got into LCX, I think around the 8-cent mark or something. I didn't get as cheap as some of you guys did. But here's H-bar. And again, pretty attractive prices for even H-bar, right? I mean, if you're into this super long term, it is what it is, right? And H-bar is consistently in my number 5. So, Quant, XRP, XLM, XDC, H-bar, believe it or not, my number 6 is Jasmine. It's launched itself up to number 6. I know it sounds nuts. And then I was telling Sobo in a DM that my number 7th is LCX. Anyway. All right, yeah. So that's what's going on with HBAR. We'll leave that up for a little bit. I want to get into the super chat that we have from, I believe it is from Jasmine channel. Let's check that out real quick. All right. Let me see. Here it is. Crypto channel. Welcome. Thank you. Just want to say, Kamu. Oh, yeah. My mom would be upset with me right now for not pronouncing that right. Thank you. That it's when you here is the thing. My aunt calls my dad Kuya as a sign of respect, right? So here's one thing, guys, right? So in American culture, if you want to call it that, right? We, I guess as a sign of respect, you should refer to like your aunt, your uncles, your aunt, your uncle, and so on. But in Filipino culture, it's very, very crucial that you do that. You don't just like my Aunt Emma, right? I want to just call her, hey Emma, right? So Ate Emma, but Kuya Max. Okay, thank you, man. Really appreciate the $10 super chat. Super nice of you, man. We got quite a few people watch this from the Philippines. Very, very cool stuff. So thank you again, Crypto Channel, and all you guys for being here. You guys rock. All right, let's go ahead and get back to where I was earlier. I definitely want to, welcome a good portion of you guys. Let me just stop the screen on that real quick. But yeah, thank you again, GS. Tim Shea, who says, hey, glad to have you here, Tim, as usual. The Mayor of Crypto, the Crypto Commissioner, and like I said, representing the 589th District of the XRP Army and fellow constituents. Boom. All right. Stargazers is in the house. Thank you so much for also smashing that like button. Right, very cool. Thank you, Stargazer. Appreciate your ongoing support as well. I'm going to read this comment from GS. He says he's trying to decide LCX, Jasmine, Doge, or Baby Doge. You know where I'm going to go with this. I mean, I'm going to say, LCX and Jasmine for sure. But if you only can pick one, I can't tell you what to do on that one. You're not going to pin me in the corner on that. I think, you know what I think, basically. So, all right, Dingy, you got some pocket change on Algo. Nice. The drop is massive, keeps going down for weeks. Yeah, like I said, guys, it goes down to 10 cents, or some people, I mean, if it went below 10 cents, but if it did go to that, I don't really see it going to quite 10, but if it did, man, I mean, take advantage of the opportunities. It's not financial advice, but that's what I would be doing. And I think a lot of you guys probably already are doing some things like that. Stargazer says, so you guys with tools, right? If my car should break down, can I call you, Tim Shea, the master? You know what, Stargazer, you've been here long enough. If you would like a blue wrench, you can have a blue wrench. I'm sure just drop in the comments and one of the, we can hook you up with that. All right, I'm gonna go further down. Just want to welcome a few more people. Obviously, Sobo, thank you so much for being here. Again, Sobo, I got your DM. I sent you a reply back. I kind of just reiterated it on the live show for you. Smash that like, guys, if you haven't done so already. It does help get the show out to a more broader base. Just saw a few other shows basically streaming as we speak. Shout outs to some people from the Volt Army. I think I saw Ladybug had quite a few people. There's obviously Bullzilla, some other shows that ended, some other shows are about to start. So should be a good one. I promise we'll get into some of this stuff. Just want to welcome a few more people. Brittany in the house. Thank you for being here, Brittany. You're awesome. I mean, you're here literally daily. How cool is that? Mr. Boomer F is Sooner. I want to say thank God you're okay. I talked to Mike Cornwell earlier on the phone today, and he was saying that you were basically at Freddy's. No, not Freddy Krueger's, guys. Freddy's, for the steak burgers and custards and stuff like that, and the windows bursting and whatnot. So, man, I mean, God bless all you guys. Keep you safe, right? That's the prayer I have for all you guys, and especially in that tornado alley. There's parts of Texas, obviously big tornado areas. Kansas is always world famous for it, right? Especially with, Wizard of Oz stuff. But I will have to agree with Mike Cornwell. I think Oklahoma probably is the tornado capital of the world, right? Just in that sweet spot for it. So something to be said about, super cold weather or that moisture hitting hot air. When those two mix together, it becomes a violent storm. So he was talking about some of the he was telling me some crazy stories. Something about 15 years ago, I couldn't believe this, right? I mean, I take his word for it, but he said that 15 years ago, I guess, I don't know if it was in your guys' area, but anyway, he gave me an example. A mother was grasping her baby, and the tornado took the baby, according to Mike Cornwell. And for one, I mean, I'd be devastated. I mean, who wouldn't be, right? It took the baby, and then they found the baby somewhere else. I don't know if it was a mile away or what. And it was like somebody just put the baby in the tree, just laid it in the tree. Like, to me, that's a miracle. Talk about act of God. That's an absolute miracle, because that baby could have got flown. I mean, I just don't even want to picture that. But yeah, God bless you guys. I hope that you didn't suffer damages. Oh, that's scary stuff, man. Very, very scary stuff. So glad to have you guys here. That you're safe and sound. All right, Brian Dowdy's in the house. He says, "Sup, Boomer? Glad to have you here, Brian. I'll do my best to read your comments, my friend." There's a dab. Boom, right there. All right. Let's welcome a few more people. Mr. Ahmed's back. He says, "Gang, gang." All right, welcome. Glad to have you here, Ahmed. Always love your avatar, man. I just got a bit like my number 2, right? Probably behind Stevie. I got to be honest. You're working, listening to the stream. Well, cool stuff. There's nothing wrong with doing that. I've been working a little bit more part-time on some projects and so on. It's time consuming, but anyway. River says, "Good evening. Glad to have you here. I am in the building. You are in the building. We're all in the building. I am George. We're all George." No, I'm just kidding. All right. Just going to go through a few more comments, and you're going to want to add, okay, get some more XRP. Cool. Yeah, I mean, long term is probably one of the best risk to reward ratio ones out there, in my opinion. Summer Flood, welcome. Shout out to you and, your team. My team as well, Phoenix Suns. I mean, Portland's not in the mix, so got to root for the Suns. I mean, come on. I don't know if Portland's going to be mixed for a while. Anyway, glad to have Samo here. Dondo, he says, "Jasmine, welcome back, Dondo." Not to be confused with the famous song from Engelbert Humperdinck of Quando, 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 Yes, I used to sing that to my girlfriend years ago. Yeah. Those days, no more. Anyway. Rafael Santos says, "Good day, Sir Max and everyone." Yep. Glad to have you here, Rafael, especially. Hope you're doing a lot better than you were a few months ago. Triple C's here. He is, I don't know, he just dashed through here. Who knows? Good to have you here, Mr. Cool Cat Crypto. Alex Rice says, "Jasmine should be your number 1. It's not my number 1. I'm a very well-diversified person. I do talk a lot about some of these things, but you got to keep in mind, we cover quite a few different projects. So Quant is my number 1. Close second is XRP. But Jasmine is definitely up there. That doesn't dismiss any of this. I'm just looking at it from a perspective of, do I think Jasmine is going to eventually go to $17 at some point? It could, but I'm also looking at it from the perspective of, am I going to dismiss XRP at like maybe $10,000 a coin long term? Am I going to dismiss Quant long term at maybe basically like $100,000 a coin? I know it sounds like crazy stuff, but if you've done your research, then you might be with me on that. If you're not, that's okay too. But we cover a lot of different utility-based projects here. All right, so let's go further down, and I think we also have Mr. Michael Montclair in the house. Thank you for being here. Marvin Davis is back as well. Mr. Magic Power, hello, guten Tag, Liechtenstein Exchange. Jasmine in the house. Thank you very much for being here again. All right, UK Flow, what are your thoughts, if any, on the AI generated price predictions on Coin Codex? I don't have any thoughts on that, unfortunately. I do like your avatar. Let me know some of your thoughts. Any of you other guys, you want to share some of that, let us know. I think everybody's in algo at 10, or they DCA more. I mean, for me, it'll be DCAing more because I already have some algo. I have a decent bag of algo. All right, I want to welcome Mr. Shaka Crypto. Give him a follow at Shaka Crypto. Always good to see you, Shaka. Sorry that I missed your show the last couple times for the 80s thing. At those particular times, I had too much going on for work. But let's go further down. I want to welcome Mr. Elon Muff. He says, "Crazy night." You got the, oh yeah, from the other night. Yeah, 11:30 at night. That's crazy stuff. Boomer Officer says, all good here, Max. Thanks. My daughter's car did get destroyed. Oh, geez. Well, can you let us know what kind of car it was? Hopefully it wasn't anything like, yeah, Max, you know, I got some bad news. My daughter went out and bought a brand new, you know, Cadillac Coupe de Ville or something like that. Just pull it, you know, just got home and someone completely just epically destroyed. I mean, I don't know. Just saying. You know, can't replace your kids, right? You can replace the cars though. All right. May 3rd, 1999, F5. Interesting. You know, Miguel, I got to admit, man, I was wondering what happened to you the last few times. Glad to have you back, man. So hopefully everything is cool with you. Guys, let's welcome Miguel back. He hasn't been here in a while. Glad to see you, man. John Giz, welcome back. I got your DM. I sent you a message back. We'll try to share some of the info that you share with us probably tomorrow. Brian Dowie says, Max, Vaseline works on 2Bit's channel now. Oh, it does. Okay, that's cool. I can imagine it probably works a little bit better over there with all the DGen talk. Anyway, all right. You added more Gala and Jasmine. That's cool stuff. Coochie Boy's in the house. He says, hey, CTN. Hey, Max. Good to have you. Michael Montclair does sing the Quando song. He loves singing that. That's a good point. Check him out. Michael Montclair over on YouTube. Give him a sub. Be glad you did so. Great voice. Mr. Muff says, tag Tornado Baby for later or whatever, but crazy. Okay. Might have to check it out later. If I don't remember, we'll at least cover it tomorrow. I swear. Boomer F. Sooner saying what's up to Mr. Elon. Brian Dowie. Coochie Boy, if I didn't remember to welcome you, I'm sorry. Welcome, Coochie Boy. Someone have great comments, and Max was skipping. Oh, God, here we go again. Boomer notices well. Max responds when I type Vaseline. What the heck, man? All right, Henry Brown. What's up? Big Connect. Hey, everybody. Carlos Montos here. Well, interesting. All right. I think we're towards the bottom. UK Flow says the avatar is me. Crop pick from my time playing pro in Japan. Really? That sounds interesting. Cool, man. Congratulations to you. The last year I played basketball on a team. Are you ready to laugh? It was the 8th grade. After the 8th grade team, I was just like, I'm not going to try out in high school. I'm just want to do other things. And so I didn't. Anyway. Was never like super good anyway. You know, I was decent, right? I could be competitive, but never good enough to like, I was more like football at the time was more my thing, but it's a long story. Do you think Quant and XRP will moon at the same time? No, I don't think they're going to moon at the same time. All right. I think for Quant, you'll see a little taste of things to come. Decent price action. Just in my opinion, you know, sometime in the summertime. But I don't think they'll moon at the same time. Because it's different forms of utility being utilized at different times. All right. Twitch Radio, welcome back, man. Another guy we haven't seen in a while. Twitch Radio, let's welcome him back. Glad to have you back. So you and Miguel, glad to have you guys back. I want to read this as well. We're going to cover this tonight. Jasmine will be at the Blockchain Expo on the 10th through the 12th of May. May 12th is my birthday, by the way. I'll be 42. Interesting, yeah? Not really. Nobody cares. Jasmine will be introducing the new Secure PC, a phase 1 product for blockchain PCs. You're going to post that song this weekend? Cool. Let us know. We'll have to share it with you or share it for everybody. Max, notice Ice Cube, no Vaseline. Yeah, Henry Brown, I got to tell you something real quick, right? So for whatever reason, well, we already talked about this. We established this. People call me the Filipino Ice Cube because of this hat, right? So it's either the P, they look at it as in Philippines, right? I don't know. Maybe. It's a Portland hat. It's a real thing, the Portland Diamond Project. But it reminds people, for whatever reason, of Ice Cube's hat, even though his was blue for the Detroit Tigers back in Boys in the Hood, right? But yeah, I obviously cannot rap like Ice Cube, or I can't really rap that well. I'm okay. But yeah, it's another nickname people give me. So what's it? The Max, the Crypto Professor. What's another nickname I got? Chubby Checker or Chubby Cheeks. What's the other one? Filipino Ice Cube. I don't know. There might be a few other ones, Anyway. Crypto Puppets here. Max got enough jazz me, but now I am buying H-Bar, bro. Trying to load up on that. Oh, cool. Glad you hit your goals on that. Very cool stuff. All right, we're going to kick it into just, some of the news that we have here. I'm going to highlight Mr. Muff's comment for the bookmark. Got to do it because we're about 26 minutes in, and I want this to be a decent show for you guys. All right, so with that said, let me just do something real quick. All right, here we go. And there we don't go. So I didn't have that primed ready to go. I thought it was ready, but it's not. I'll share that some other day. Oh, it is ready. Oh, I have a new thing. I got to show you this. You guys say I make great intros, so I had to do a new thing. It's not intro. It'll be done like 15 seconds. So let me just read a couple more comments. Actually, as I load it up. Anyway, the floating head. Yeah, I haven't done the floating head in a while, but I'll do it again. I have seen this all over crypto Twitter. I've seen it on YouTube, Pele, or and so on. All right, I'll read this as well. Twitch Radio says he finally got his financial goal crypto-wise during the last pump. Took a bit of profits off the table and moved it into silver and gold. Been DCing since 2015. Oh, very cool. All right. So this time I'm going to do it. Here we go. We have some breaking news to report. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump right into this. This was printed about 15 minutes before the show started. So I thought I'd share it with you guys. It is part of our particular outline for tonight. And if anything, I'm going to blow this up just a little bit more to make it easier for you guys to read. All right, here we go. This comes straight from CoinDesk. It says, first mover, Asia. Bitcoin struggles as U.S. regulators fumble, according to this particular analyst. So let's go further down into this. Again, about 15 minutes before the show started. As we know, Bitcoin prices continued its 2-day swoon, dropping below 28K at one point. The head of research at Canadian crypto asset manager 3iQ linked its decline to U.S. regulatory woes. Says, quote, market liquidity remains heavily tilted to Asia. There's some particular insights. With MiCA and a separate crypto-related rule, European legislators have built a promising regulatory foundation for digital assets. U.S. efforts remain disjointed and counterproductive. I couldn't agree more. But in regards to this whole decline with Bitcoin, just within the last couple of days, it says U.S. crypto regulatory woes have been weighing heavily, of course, on Bitcoin. This particular person, Mark Connors, the head of research at Canadian crypto asset manager 3iQ, basically pointed out in a series of texts discussing Bitcoin's stumble from what seems to be, safe heights above 30K. Let's face it. I mean, there was that instance of that one guy dumping a bunch of Bitcoin. But this quote reads, the Kabuki theater that unfolded in Washington this week suggests Asian and other jurisdictions will continue to gain market share from the U.S. Connors wrote to CoinDesk, adding, Coinbase's decision to get licensed in Bermuda to launch an exchange as early as next week shows that U.S. digital asset companies are now voting with their feet. Yeah, weird statement, right? So this week, we had both price and regulatory volatility, with only one clear loser, the U.S. economy. And everybody's pointing this out with the whole thing in the U.S., right? It's like, stop picking on the U.S. But we kind of brought it upon ourselves, right? So it says the largest crypto by market cap was recently trading at 21.8 or 28,100, excuse me, down about 2.7%. Over the past 24 hours. Earlier on Thursday, Bitcoin fell briefly to slightly under 28K, its lowest level since April 9th. The decline continued a 2-day slump that started early, basically yesterday. Bitcoin, of course, was down about 10% from last week's high, roughly around 31K. But this guy Connors noted that market liquidity remains heavily tilted to Asia. So there's a lot of talk about this whole thing with Asia. Now, how about this, right? It says Ether was recently changing hands around close to 2,000, not quite, off a few fractions at one point. But look what it mentions in regards to XRP. It says XRP, the token of open source public blockchain ledger and so on, we know that, as well as Arbitrum, were both down 3.5%. And of course, some people are taking advantage of in regards to the whole thing of XRP. But let's jump to this next particular part. And again, shout out to Mr. Cushy Boy for providing this. So here it is. This was published this morning. It says EU lawmakers approve world's first comprehensive framework for crypto regulation. I have a whole outline in regards to tonight's big topic, right? Regulation. Why are we pointing some of this stuff out? Well, after we get through this, draw your own conclusion of why we put so much focus on it. In my opinion, it's because there really is something there. And I think there's going to be a lot of things going to be pushed forward, not just today, but coming up here soon. So in a vote Thursday, the EU Parliament voted 517 in favor and 38 against to pass markets in crypto, or in this Crypto Act, I should say, or MiCA. The rules will impose a number of requirements on crypto platforms, token issuers, and even traders around transparency, disclosure, authorization, so on and so forth. In regards to MiCA, it is the most comprehensive regulatory framework for digital assets to date. If you didn't realize it, the parliamentary blessing paves the way for MiCA to become law in 2024, putting the EU a step ahead of the US and even the UK. And guys, I mean, that's not that far away, right? All right. So when we get further into this in regards to the lawmakers in Europe, in their parliament, have approved the world's first comprehensive package of rules aimed at regulating the cryptocurrencies industry. There's more about the vote like we're talking about. But I want to jump down to this because, if anything, remember when Ahmed shared us that particular video of Denell Dixon with Bloomberg? Do you remember what was mentioned in that particular video? Well, just in case you didn't, we'll give you another refresher real quick. And that was, she was mentioning that you're going to hear more about, the push for regulation in regards for like stable coins and whatnot. Now it's coming back up, right? So there is something there in regards to that. So it says stable coins like Tether and also Circle's USDC will be required to maintain ample reserves to meet redemption requests in the event of mass withdrawals. Stable coins that become too large also face being limited to 200 million euros in transactions per day, which is $220 million roughly. But in regards to their Securities and Markets Authority, right, which is called ESMA, they will be given powers to step in and ban and restrict crypto platforms if they are not seen to properly protect investors or threaten market integrity or financial stability. Right. Like this is to be expected at this point. In regards to MiCA, that also addresses environmental concerns surrounding crypto, with firms forced to disclose their energy consumption, as well as the impact of digital assets on the environment. And this is why I feel personally going forward, we're talking about HBAR earlier. I think HBAR is going to be more than good when it comes to that. Because when you want to focus on energy consumption and you have regulations that are going to be put into place after we get this quote unquote clarity and so on, then I don't see that project getting hit hard from, different firms that are going to address this whole thing from MiCA, right? This doesn't make any sense for them to do that. So projects like, for instance, obviously HBAR, right? Algo, I think there'd be more than fine. Now, obviously, Algo is a target of the SEC. That's a whole other thing itself. This is, for this segment, we're focusing on the whole thing in regards to, European regulation and so on. Let me jump to this next thing, and I swear we'll get into the comments in a bit, but this is good stuff. So here's more of a reiteration for the outline here tonight. And I'm sure you guys are talking about in the comments, and that's good stuff. All right. Tokenizer, great deep dive researcher, been on our show. He tweeted this out also about a half an hour before the show. Thought I'd share it with you guys. So he says, EU's MiCA bill officially approved today. This is the first comprehensive regulatory framework. See where we're going with this? We talked about it so many times. We got to get some of that, regulatory framework to have just that, a foundation for we can get what? What's the next step? Regulatory clarity for we can get that darn blast off that we're all hoping for. Could it mean some big things for the projects connected involved with MiCA? Yeah, could very well be. Look who he tags here. Nexera, Energy Web Token, Quant, LCX, Filecoin, my beloved Filecoin, A0, and even Casper. And I know A0 is probably one I need to do a deep dive into. Let's blow this up for a second. Here's one of the key highlights. Proposal for a regulation of the European Parliament and of the Council on markets, just like you see plain as day in crypto assets and amending directive. Is this a step forward that we're all been looking for? Are we finally going to get that foundation, that framework that we've all been looking for quite some time? I feel as though that this is the step towards many steps forward for what we need. All right. Before I get more into our particular outline, I'm going to recognize the audience that we have here today. Let's go ahead and smash that like if we haven't done so already. And let me know what you guys think in regards to this. I think, everything that you saw today, it doesn't matter if it's mainstream news, crypto Twitter, heck, even guys on Reddit, all over, right? Across the board, they're talking about this path forward. All right. Twitch Radio says was needed. No problem. I understand. Brian Dow, it's the way you look at with regards to the Ice Cube thing. Hold on. It's the way you look with a hat on, Max. I see it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't, decided to show my bald mug in a while, but maybe someday. Maybe it'll get too hot in the summertime. I'll have to take it off. But with the new air conditioner, why should I have to take it off, right? Anyway. Quick draw. Yeah, you like that troll comment, huh? Never been called that, but okay, that's cool. Max the floating head. Yeah, I'll have to bring that back sometime. Maybe I bring it back tomorrow. You want to get the algorithm going? Type in the comments. Just type in like FH. I don't know what you're talking about. FH, floating head. All right. Muff says Maxi. What did I mix? What did I miss? Sorry about that. Cool Crack Crypto, Dat Pepe. I need some of that Pepe Le Pew. Remember how Larry used to always talk about Pepe Le Pew? Max the Professor. Yeah. All right. Let's go further down. Casting couch looking great, Max. There is no casting couch back here, but of course when I switch to the other screen, right? Yeah. Who's gonna win Saturday? Oh, in regards to the big fight, I don't know. Who are you betting on? All right, Coochie Boy. Let's see. Let's go further down. Let me see where we're at. Sweat or sweet? What the heck? All right, Rain's in the house. I got a little bit of fat juice for you, my friend. Not much, but a little bit. And that's guava mixed with a little bit of watermelon. So, all right. I'm not getting fed on time last night because of the Nados. What the heck? All right. Diamonds and rubies. Sorry. No, you're fine, man. You might just cover like one brief segment. We'll get more into it. I'm just going to give you guys a heads up. So in regards to yesterday, I tried my best to chop up everything. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to really chop this up further. So it was an hour when I took out all the comments, it was an hour and 45 minutes for that deep dive we did for Jasmine. And so what I decided to do is I'm going to break it up in at least 3 or 4 parts. So it's going to be like, focus on Tizawit, a focus on, this other one from, was it SM Turbo or whatever it's called? So yeah, it will be in 4 different parts. And Anyway, that's a heads up on that. But thank you for being here, Diamonds and Rubies. I'm gonna read just a couple more comments. I want to welcome Dreamer. Glad to have you here. Kid Grebo, welcome back. Peace to you as well. And what is this? Getting into an argument on Schiff's show earlier. Peter Schiff had a live stream. I'm kidding. All right. Want to welcome Patrick Collier. Glad to have you here. And OV Crypto. He says, hey, Max and fellas, glad to have you here as well. All right. So let's go ahead and highlight that. Let's kick it back into what we have. Smash that like button if you haven't done so already. And let's jump back into it. So on our outline for tonight, we went into quite a bit in regards to this whole thing of, regulation. Is it the path forward? I think it definitely is. Let's just take a brief moment to show you guys this. So before I get into more about this, I just want to state this. So we've obviously talked quite a bit for the last, a couple months or more in regards to the dollar. Is it going to collapse and so on, right? A lot of bad news, right? Well, let's have a little bit of good news, make us feel a little bit better. So I saw this and it says US dollar is actually backed by nothing. And it says here is the nothing. So let's go ahead and play this. And if anything, it's a nice feel-good moment. Shout out to Boomer F and Sooner. Anybody else who served in the military, obviously Selma Flood, all you guys, right, who proudly served and so on. But here's a perfect demonstration of the power of the United States Navy. So backed by nothing, huh? Well, here's a perfect representation of the nothing, supposedly. Let's go ahead and play this. Only about 3 seconds. Smash that like for the United States of America. Here we go.
Yo. All hands, hoist the colors high. Heave ho, thieves and beggars, never shall we die. Yo.
All right. So kind of cool, right? Had to share that basically. Gonna get into the next part of what we have in regards to this topic of regulation and so on. All right. So we shared that bit from Mr. Tokenizer. Good stuff. Let's jump into this next part, right? A lot of you guys saw this earlier. Mr. Brian Armstrong of Coinbase, right? So he says he spent the day in our nation's capital, right? DC, meeting with members of Congress. He says we need regulatory clarity in the US for the centralized players in crypto for many reasons, right? And let me just double check where I'm at. So I'm gonna come back in the frame for a second. My bad. But yeah, many different reasons, right? Consumer protection, national security, growth, et cetera, et cetera. The SEC has caused untold harm to America with its policy of regulation by enforcement. We will fight to fix that. You like seeing this, at least I do. You see, it's like somebody rang the dang bell, and are starting to light a fire under some of these guys' butts to get out there, talk to some of these guys that are elected officials and so on. Let's get the freaking ball rolling, right? So let's go, as the saying goes, right? So there he is, blowing that up a little bit for you guys. I don't know. Like Crypto Smith mentioned the other day, is it all for show? Well, we'll see. But at least something is happening. It's a lot better than just talking about, hey, I'm going to go to Washington, or hey, I'm going to meet with some of these guys, and nothing happens. So again, part of our outline tonight is to recognize a lot that is happening. Very cool stuff. All right. On top of that, in regards to that same person, Mr. Brian Armstrong. This comes from Blockchain Daily. Coinbase announces offshore derivatives exchange opening this month amid Wells notice from US SEC. You guys were talking about a little bit this yesterday, and I mentioned that we'll recognize it today because yesterday's focus was the deep dive for Jasmine with Sean the Crypto Smith. I'm going to blow this up a little bit more, but look what's mentioned here, right? That's more than good. So, Coinbase announced plans to launch an offshore derivative, like I mentioned, right? The company revealed that it has obtained a license from the Bermuda Monetary Authority, signaling its commitment to expanding its international business amidst an increasingly hostile regulatory environment in the United States. I retweeted that one individual who said, hey, why don't you just take this to like Liechtenstein or something like that? Well, even though that sounds very speculative, let's face it, that actually could happen, and they do recognize each other. I think they have a good relationship, right? Coinbase and LCX. LCX is even listed for trading on Coinbase, right? So it says the offshore derivatives exchange set to launch in Bermuda as early as next week will allow Coinbase to offer products like perpetual swaps, which are currently unavailable in the US. And that is something definitely to recognize, right? So due to regulatory constraints, like it mentions, when we get further into this, it says, launching this new venture, Coinbase aims to better compete with global crypto trading leader Binance, who was also sued by U.S. regulators, and diversify its revenue base. In regards to this announcement, what follows is recent warnings from Coinbase, Brian Armstrong, that without a clear regulatory framework in the United States, crypto firms may consider relocating offshore. Yeah, no kidding. While Coinbase is not expected to immediately leave the United States, its decision to expand operations in Bermuda and Abu Dhabi highlights the growing importance of locations like Hong Kong. Jasmine just went there. Dubai, Singapore as primary business hubs for the crypto industry. Why those places? Because they embrace innovation. They embrace crypto and so on. Right. In regards to the shift, it could be attributed to the lack of regulatory clarity and recent actions taken by U.S. regulators such as the SEC and even the CFTC, which is supposed to be the oversight, right? So against crypto companies and developers, I'm going to go further down in regards to this Wells notice. So in regards to the Wells notice, if you didn't know, it's an official notification from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, indicating that the agency is considering bringing enforcement action against a company or individual for potential violations of security laws. In regards to some of this, the notice provides the recipient with an opportunity to respond and present their case before any formal action is taken. Although a Wells notice does not guarantee that a lawsuit would be filed, it is widely considered an anonymous sign for the recipient, as most companies or individuals that receive such a notice ultimately face legal action from the SEC, and it's nobody wants that, right? All right, so I'm gonna jump into this next part that we have, and again, guys, this is the whole reason for this outline is you are literally seeing regulatory framework, in my opinion, finally starting to be, I don't know, are we getting the ball finally rolling? That's the key thing I want you guys to pay attention to. Maybe some of you guys feel as though that this is happening. Maybe you feel as though it's just all PR moves, but man, is it really showing up in the news headlines, both, mainstream and, like I said, community-driven news like, crypto Twitter, Reddit, and so on. This even came from Fortune, right? So this was printed literally, I think, a couple days ago. It says, Future of Finance, Stellar's Danielle Dixon, hopeful of meaningful regulation in the U.S. around stablecoins soon. We did see her recent interview, right? And, I could also probably play that again for you guys, but it says, in this particular article, it's just, again, a reiteration of what you basically saw from that video. I could try to probably pull it up again, but give me a second. Another thing I want to show you is this. Despite regulatory clarity, right? This is from Cointelegraph. This one's new as well. This is 7 hours ago. So again, everybody's printing this right now. This is a hot topic. So despite regulatory clarity, Hong Kong crypto ETFs experience lukewarm demand. The daily trading volume of all Hong Kong crypto ETFs averaged about 1.19 million between December and early February. But when we go further down in regards to the published report by the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, 2 Bitcoin exchange traded funds, ETF and Ether, listed on HKSE, averaged about 9.30 million Hong Kong dollars, which is about 1.19 million here in the United States. And trading volume from those dates that we mentioned earlier, as their first region in Asia to provide such access to crypto ETF products, Hong Kong exchange operators praise regulatory clarity for its role in seizing opportunities in virtual asset development. Let's take a pause to recognize that. So when I come on camera and I mention certain things about like, hey, you know what, you guys, I feel as though that when it comes to Jasmy, they could be very well the ones that get us there first. I'm not just BSing you guys when it comes to that, right? I think you guys can see through that. My attitude is this. You know, this is why Jasmy originally was probably like, I don't know, in my top 20, and it leapfrogged itself to basically like number 7 overall, right? It's right around like right behind like LCX in that particular area. The reason for that is because while we put so much focus on the United States, you know, this particular project, whether it's XRP or these other ones, right? We're like, we got to get that regulatory clarity. There's a whole other side of the world who basically gets it. And again, I just show you a perfect example of that. Why would Hara of Jasmy go over to Hong Kong and promote Jasmy and you know, share with them, hey, you know what, you know, our country, we got this whole thing of introducing a Web3 white paper. I want to introduce, you know, what personal data lockers is all about. I want to explain to you guys what we're doing in regards to what we're building, data democratization. They probably all get it anyway. But the whole key thing is that region, you got so many big players from Singapore, Hong Kong, obviously, all over Japan, probably still South Korea. You have some guys from Abu Dhabi, you name it. That region, they get it. So if you already have a statement officially mentioned with the likes of that particular one from, and I'll share this again, actually, I don't know why I stopped to share. This right here, look at that, plain as day, right? Let's go ahead and highlight that even more. Let's blow that up some more, right? Gosh, I hate when it does that. But yeah, I mean, it's just, I guess I'll zoom out more. My bad. So, you know, regulatory clarity, it's like kind of a big deal in my opinion. You know, I mean, let's just get back to this part. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, they already get it, right? They already get it. Interesting. Unlike Hong Kong, the U.S. lacks regulatory clarity. Crypto ETFs, while Securities and Exchange Commission has approved futures-based Bitcoins, so on and so forth. That region gets it. So if we're waiting for that clarity, and I think we eventually will get it, like I said before, you know, I don't think you should marry any of your particular crypto, but there might be some ones that will get us to the promised land first. Here's a perfect example, right? Is it basically Jasmy? Could very well be, right? But again, a different narrative, a different way of looking at things from a different region in the world. That's the key takeaway. All right, I'm going to show you guys this, and I'm going to kick it back in the comments just here in a bit. So remember the other day, you know, Gensler, you know, can you give a simple yes or no on Ethereum? It says regulatory clarity. He does back and forth conversation basically with the chairman of the Financial Service Committee, which is Patrick McHenry. You know, how about this right here, right? Clearly an asset that can be both a commodity and security. You know, do you agree? And then Gensler's like, blah, blah, you know, I just kind of stutters, doesn't give direct answers, right? If anything, we're going to play this just for a brief moment. And what I want to show you guys is, actually, hold on a second. Why can't I highlight that? That's weird. They should watch. It says watch on YouTube. I could pull that up on crypto Twitter in a bit, but we'll jump into the comments for a brief bit. I'm sure most of you guys seen this, but I just wanted to kind of reiterate this because it is what it is. I mean, there is a whole section of the world who already get this. And then here we are, I hate to say, being fumble bums about the whole topic. It's absolutely ridiculous. All right. I see quite a few more people connected. Thank you for being here. Smash that like if you haven't done this already. Let's welcome and also read a few more comments from our wonderful community. Rain, you're still sick? That sucks, man. He said, bro, I'm sick. No fat juice. I just drinking better milk. Buttermilk? Huh. Well, make sure you drink lots of water too, man. But I'm sure you probably already know that. You're drinking buttermilk. Yeah. All right. Lost track. So here's a bag of fists for everyone. Yes. Blackwood loves to fist everyone. Yeah. All right. Counterparty risk, welcome back. Glad to have you. You're trying to wash out your stomach. That's interesting. You're taking advantage of 420. Okay. Can H bar be a $10 coin? I think so. Anyone think it can? Yeah, absolutely, man. I would hold on to that sucker a long time. And I wouldn't even worry about some of the minor, setbacks and so on. If you're looking at it from a perspective of like, the whole thing that happened with the hack, right? Keep in mind they more than prepared themselves for these, like what like to refer to as insurance policies. They already had an insurance policy in place with the proxies. If you understand the purpose of some of these proxies, it's just that, right? Not to show the home IP address, right, of whatever head there is behind and so on. So I think they rebounded well. The whole market kind of has a pullback. Obviously, might continue to happen. But it's definitely buying opportunities. I think a lot of people are recognizing that. All right, Nelly there. I'd like to welcome you. Thank you for being back. Cool stuff. And I will read Brian Dowie's comment. Cool, Rayan. Next time I'm sick, I'm drinking buttermilk. Okay. It's good when you have cha. All right. Interesting. Sorry to anybody who's munching down on some food right now while listening to the show. All right, Darius Magruder, not to be confused with the one and only Magruber. He says, "What's up, people? Glad to have you back, Darius." And let's see here, another good statement. Dreamer, no regulation. There's no mass adoption, but at least they're trying to get something going. That's my thing. KK says, "Max afraid to show wires under hat." I have showed the wires under my hat. And that basically is you just go back to just go back to December, I think it was, or maybe November. I don't know, something like that. You'll definitely get to see my ugly bald mug if you want to see it. I used to have beautiful hair. So yeah. I was runner up for best hair many years ago. And if only some of these guys could see me now. Anyway. It's what comes with the territory, unfortunately. Shout out to all the other bald dudes out there. But I will state this, and some of you guys have heard me say this before, and I haven't said it in a very long time. So you chicks out there, you get, no judgments, right? You get boob jobs. Old Max, with some of his crypto money, will not accept baldness anymore in the future. And that's right. I'll wear a nice no hat in the future. Like, again, no judgments on the ladies. So there you go. All right. Brian Elliott, no fat juice for Rain Max. He's got that mud bud. Oh, geez. I actually read it out loud. God, Brian. Yeah. What the heck? All right. Crypto Puppet. Yes. Biggest fight of the year, I say. Yeah. Yeah. I like watching some of the older fighters, like back in the day, oh man, Sugar Ray Leonard against Marvelous Marvin Hagler Hearns, all that stuff, even the heavyweights. I used to watch a lot of boxing back in the day. All right. Josue, welcome. He says, "Howdy from Texas, hurting bad on Velo." Brian Dowie's into Velo. But I'd like to welcome you, Josue. That's one of the names of one of my students in my classroom, ironically. All right, and also want to welcome Hamza's Laris. Sorry, I'm just gonna maybe I could just refer to you as Hammy. Are you cool with that? Jasmine, bro. Only Jasmine. Nah, I'm not. I don't do that, man. I don't do that whole thing of just being committed to one particular. I'm not a maxi. I have a very well diversified portfolio. My thing is this: I invest into utility projects. And there's other particular ones that we covered that are not even utility. Like I did really well, believe it or not, Shiba Inu. I got back into it and so on. But I will not dismiss opportunities, the main thing. But if you want to be a Jasmine Maxi, you're more than welcome to be so. Be just that. And again, let's welcome Mr. Hammy, everybody. Easily going to 50 cents. Yeah, but a lot of things could be going up as well. This is not FUD. I mean, I talk about Jasmine all the time. I would love to have set my new goal for 1 million of these. Not there yet, but if I don't get to that point, I'm still more than happy with what I have. All right, let's see where we're at. Crypto Puppet. God hear you. 50 cents would be life changing for many. Yeah, it really would be. Diamonds and Ruby says, wow, love it. Thank you very much. JC the man. Hello. You are the man, JC. Welcome. Glad to have you here. And let's see here. I'll read a couple more comments. Double meat Whataburger. Yeah. Whataburger is pretty good once in a while. All right, Blackwood states, Max, this is important and good to see the interaction. Communication is needed person to person, not between two monitors. Yeah, I always try to do stuff like that, you know. All right, let's go ahead and highlight that comment. Let's kick it into a little bit more of what we have on the lineup. All right, so let's see here. We talked about a lot about this stuff in regards to regulation. Some of you guys agree with it. Some of you don't, and rightfully so, right? We can't have a bunch of yes men, right? Cool Cat Crypto can't have a bunch of yes men. So let's get into this, and I'm going to pull up that one particular video of Denell Dixon on Bloomberg, and give me just a second to pull that up. Shout again to Mr. Ahmed, who originally shared this. I think I have it right here. Let me see. Yeah, here we go. This is in reference to this. Again, you know, if you resaw it, you resaw it. It's no big deal, right? Let's go ahead and play this. Give me a second. All right, I got rewound. And yeah, let's go ahead and share this. Here we go. Smash a like if you haven't done so already. Here's a little more of that video we played, I don't know, was it about a week ago, 5 days ago, something like that. Here we go.
We're here in Washington. I'm assuming you're having conversations around this. How optimistic are you on the regulatory front here in the U.S.?
So I feel like we need to get something done here in the U.S. in order for us to really set the standard, if we want to set the standard, which I think the U.S. government is going to want to do that. So I'm very optimistic that we're going to get something on stablecoins by the end of the year. And the reason why is because we don't have a choice. If we want to have a voice in this, we need to get it done this year.
When you say the U.S. government, who are you referring to? Is this a congressional question? Is this the SEC CFTC question? Is it the Biden administration and directives coming from the White House? I mean, who realistically is in charge?
Well, we've actually already seen the Biden administration indicate, at least on stablecoins, that we need to see something happen there. So I feel like that's already been a directive from the White House and the administration. And then we do need to see in Congress, we need to see them take that and run with it and create something for us. So they're in charge of the legislation with respect to stablecoins, in my opinion. And we need to see it because once we see stablecoin legislation, we're going to see adoption of more by digital assets of more companies that are in the Web 2 space, which is essentially what I think we want. If we want a strong US dollar and we want a strong US dollar globally, a US dollar stablecoin is a way to see that happen.
You are, Denell, at Stellar behind the development and growth of this technology in this industry. Does it have to be in the US? Or why are you so US centric, seeing as other countries are so much friendlier to the crypto industry than the US seems to be?
Well, I love the fact that other countries have actually taken a lead on this, but I don't want us in the US to be forgotten because I think it's a really important place where we have a lot of innovators and a lot of developers who are already really focused on this tech stack. And we want to see them be able to get their technology out and make it more utility focused and usable. So I just don't want us to stay so far behind in the US that we lose sight of what the value is, which is actually really getting these technologies to the US consumers as well. And to be honest, if we don't do something in the US, we're going to be in this bifurcated world where we have legislation outside the US that's more friendly to crypto. We're going to have companies being outside the US, and we're still going to have the issue where US consumers are going to want to leverage this technology. So what are we going to do in that scenario? So I'm optimistic only because I don't think we have a choice.
How do we get, or how do you get then some of the political capital back that was destroyed by Sam Bankman-Fried, that seems to have been spent by CZ? I mean, this industry, they're not, favorites on Capitol Hill.
Well, part of it is that we don't have a lot of operators that come to Capitol Hill, and so we need to do that. we actually have some really great utility uses that were shown already the value to consumers and to businesses alike globally. We see some of those on Stellar. We have the humanitarian aid use case that we did with the UNHCR, where the UNHCR is using Stellar and tools built on the blockchain and USDC to be able to get aid into Ukraine to users in 2.5 minutes. That's an awesome use. We also have folks that are using this for cross-border. We see a lot of it happening where in Colombia, they're preferring the USDC, the dollar in Colombia, and they're leveraging that to count against inflation there. So these are things that we're seeing happen. And what we need to do is have operators come to DC and be able to tell their story of what they're developing. Stop talking about the technology, start demonstrating the utility. This is what we've been doing for a long time, but honestly, it hasn't been that sexy when all the trading use cases and all that were going on. But now let's focus on the real utility. That's how we win this.
Okay, so if it's about utility, though, doesn't that require understanding? Because the argument we get from skeptics and some lawmakers as well is it's not necessary. You're just reinventing the wheel, maybe doing something in a different way, but we don't actually need it.
Well, first of all, I think it's because a lot of them focus on the tech stack and they're not actually looking at the uses. When you look at a wallet that's actually enabling you to live in Colombia, to receive USDC and to hedge against the inflation in the local currency, that demonstrates that there is value there to someone, and that is actually happening because it's a digital asset on a blockchain. So we have to talk about the utility in order to make that happen. But importantly, we don't actually see a lot of discussion around that. So we see more discussion on the tech stack. And the truth of the matter is, you use HTTPS every day when you go and log onto your computer, when you're checking your bank, when you do all those things. You don't actually talk about HTTPS.
Right, I don't even know what
I think
exactly. That's the point. The point is we have to stop talking about blockchain and crypto and show what it can do.
so. I am a buyer of the utility, and I think most people who educate themselves on it are. Why does the price have to move? I mean, for example, if I believe in the Ethereum blockchain, do I really need to buy multiple Ethereum tokens?
Well, in my opinion, I think that that's actually just an investment use case that people are focused on. That's up to them. That's your individual decision about whether to do that. I think the answer is no. I think the fact is the utility actually has to demonstrate value outside of the investment use case.
All right, so there you have it once again, and literally what she mentioned literally came true like within the last day or so, right? You have Brian Armstrong, he goes to, DC, but she really pounded it home when it came to explaining the utility behind it. Her example that she made in regards to the whole thing of, the dollar is being a hedge against some of the inflation for was it Colombia and so on. Well, we understand that when it comes to all this, that the dollar could very well collapse. I understand that. I don't know if it's going to be going to zero. I really don't believe that, but it could go down to maybe like an 80-cent value or something like that. But here's the thing, right? So with all these things of that's being talked about when it comes to regulation, clarity, and all that, my key thing is like, if we could simply have our currency backed by something, people talk about, gold and all these particular things and so on. That's great. But the problem, even recently, Democrats got a lot of harsh criticism. How about this? Even Republicans I saw recently, some of you guys saw it too, trying to introduce something in which we extended the debt ceiling out further. Again, guys, just keep this in mind. I mean, it's a perfect example of kicking the can further down the road. I understand that there's a lot of problems that exist where we might have to do that anyway. But again, one of the key things is this. So if we can get the currency back by something again, turn off this money printer, and then embrace crypto, right? Get that clarity that we're looking for. Oh my gosh. Not only is it a win for us as in crypto investors, but it's a win for our dollar to get that strengthened up again. And she pounded it home that much more. It wouldn't just help, the likes of Colombia. It would help us home here the very, very most out of all of them, right? And we want to see us to have, obviously, that dominance in the world again. I want to welcome Mr. Big Watch Dude. He said, "What's up, Max, the CTN fam? Glad to have you here." Yeah, I love giving that title to Tim, right? Represent the district of, XRP 589. All right. This is interesting. No, Brian, she flipped over when Max played that last video. She is ready to play. All right. You bought Miria coin. What do you think? I don't know about it. There's over 22,000 projects. I don't know all about all of them. But if more and more people talk about it, maybe we can cover it. We covered DMTR the other night. She's just gonna have to let us know a little bit more about why you were talking about it and why you bought some of that. All right, let's go further down in the comments. I just want to see if there's anybody here that's new that I didn't welcome earlier. Josue says, I don't think we'll get better until the administration changes. The government is not making a great environment for prosperity. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the current administration either, but to each his own. Patrick Collier, go Army, beat Navy. That's funny. Thank you again for being here, Patrick Collier. I guess I missed a super chat. Sorry about that. Let's go further down. Mr. Muff says, Max, XTC Network just retweeted my CTN post. My God, really? That's awesome, man. Let's double check that. Thank you for the super chat. So maybe that's why I have a DM. No, that's from Coochie Boy, but we'll try to get into that as well if we got time. All right. Let me see. Mr. Muff has something about XDC, so this is not it. Let me go scroll further down. Oh, XDC Network, you said? Yeah, they do it for me too, man. That's an audit. That's a bot, basically. It's just they automatically do. They do it all the time for us. But that's cool. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to. You're excited. That's awesome. But yeah, they so I follow this thing. It's XDC Network, whatever it's called, like the automated thing. If anybody tags XDC, they retweet it. But yeah, I did see that, and it is cool. It lets more people know about it and so on. But thank you again for this $2 super chat, Mr. Crypto Mike, aka Elon Muff. All right. Jasmine 17. Yeah, you got to hold on a long time for that. But it could very well happen. Josue says, I think the regulatory clarity is being delayed to protect the US dollar. Man, I don't know. But I can see where you're coming from. Darius Magruder, it's because you are Elon Muff. Oh my God, you got everybody calling him this now. Jeez. DGen talk. It's all right. River, XWAP protocol is the lowest you've seen it. Just noticed. Huh. Okay. Coolcat says, my post getting retweeted by my XDC. Yeah. Why not Jasmine to 20? Why specifically 17? It's because the team. Okay, so to answer this question, it's because the Jasmine development team, right? Whether it's Hara, the big wigs, right? The former Sony executives have specifically mentioned in the past $17. And I believe it's by 2027 is their goal. So that's why they mentioned it. And that's why they got brought up a lot. Just kind of like with XRP, 589 gets brought up a lot, right? And you could look more into it if you choose to do so. But yeah, 17 gets brought up quite a bit. All right, going to read a few more comments. Josue, I'm glad you're really active in the comments, man. Listen, Josue, I haven't seen you. Maybe I saw you a couple times before. You didn't have the custom avatar. Now I see the custom avatar. So you probably took the advice. I'd just like to, obviously welcome you, man. And I'm glad you're active in the comments. And guys, if you don't know who Josue is, give him a warm welcome. And I'm glad to see, new faces or people who have been here before, change their avatar and so on. So I'll read this. The more clarity on crypto, the more money that will be moved from banks and stock to crypto. Yeah, it's a win-win. Cool cat. Yeah, I agree. Hurry up with my, with clarity. Yep. All right. I'm going to welcome the Crypto Jedi. Glad to have you here. And you need H-bar and Casper, then you're done. Yeah, there's a couple I still want to get, and after that, it's just pretty much continuing to stack. That's where it's at. I mean, don't get me wrong. WazPay looks so appealing, and I'll try to get into that eventually. Anyway, Brittany, it's okay, Max. I used to have a weave, but it's different. It's different, you know. I get where you're coming from, but thank you. I mean, that was a lovely thing for you to say to make me feel better. But I don't know. I just used to have I used to get really good compliments in the past about my hair, and it's anyway. Like I said, chicks get boob jobs. I could get hair. So yeah. Luis Alvarez, he says, "Hey, welcome. Glad to have you here. Let's welcome Luis, guys. Any questions or comments you have, Luis, feel free to drop it in the comments. We have a very welcoming community here. I'm gonna get more into it. John Francis says, "Dude, Max, you guys need a baseball team there in Portland." I know. Here's the thing, right? It's called the Portland Diamond Project. Back when Mr. Russell Wilson and Sierra were, Russell Wilson used to play for the Seattle Seahawks at one point. So he would go down to Portland. You got to keep in mind, it used to be Paul Allen owned both the Seahawks and also the Blazers. Of course, he passed away a few years ago. But anyway, he took a trip down there and was promoting big time, like Major League Baseball in Portland. They got the area all set up, stadium. I mean, it's a real thing. They're really pushing hard to get it. So ever since I was a little kid, I always dreamed of Portland having a baseball team and so on. So I'm probably like maybe one of a handful, if that, of guys with this hat in the whole state of Arizona. So I'm cool with that. I'd rather be unique than part of the herd, right? All right. Maybe two more comments. I'm going to kick it back to what we have. I want to welcome Albert. Welcome back. I want Bull Run to be here already. A lot of us do, man. I want it here too, but it's one of those things. Max for president. I hate politics, so that's not going to happen. The only thing I would ever actually get into, and I've stated this before, the only thing I could passionately get behind is education reform. And the only thing I hate about that also is the politics and that, but I wouldn't mind getting involved in education reform. Anyway, thank you for that. Just don't tell my family this right here, because they used to tell me that a long time ago. Oh my God, they drive me crazy. Oh, you should run for political office and all this. I'm like, no, I don't wish that upon myself, and I don't want that. But thank you though, nice compliment. Thank you very much. All right, let's jump back into the outline that we have. Okay, so we got some from Crypto Mike, and this is again, quite a bit to cover. So this is kind of like the Ripple XRP news segment. So shout out to Crypto Mike. Let me see if I'm still in the frame. I'm not. Let me fix that. So this right here, right? This is from ISO 222. Let's do it. Shout out to him. He says Moja Loop mobile payment software includes ILP technology built by Ripple. Plus ILP may be first step in interoperability between traditional payments and blockchain beta systems, plus Ripple blockchain connecting Santander, no, not Salamander. Shout out to Mr. In Space. He might not be here tonight. Hope he's doing okay. Clients in Europe and even the United States. Let's blow this up. So it says American Express, by contrast, and by the way, I'm still bitter with them. Over 20 years ago, they gave me 3 interviews and they wouldn't hire me, right? Actually, not 20 years ago. It felt like 20 years. It was probably like 10 years ago, right? They wouldn't hire me. You know what they said? I was overqualified. Can you imagine that? Can you tell me that on the first interview? No, they had to wait 3 interviews to tell me I was overqualified. Anyway, yes, I'm still bitter. Anyway, so American Express, by contrast, has joined the Linux Foundation-led Hyperledger blockchain project and has run a pilot using Ripple's blockchain to connect Santander clients in Europe and even the United States. As we jump to the next page, you see that Moja Loop, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, of course, it's been around since 2015, yada, yada, yada. Jump down to this. It says Moja Loop's mobile payment software includes what? The Interledger Protocol, ILP, technology built by payment startup Ripple. Interoperability is one of the holy grails of DLT, hence why we talk about it so much, right? It's not just Quant, Ripple, right? Some other projects that get it. Look at the last part. Perhaps the ILP will be the first in enabling interoperability between traditional payments, mobile payments, and blockchain-based systems. That's where it's at, right? The last part. Mojo Loop is an exciting project because it may become the platform of choice for developers focusing on financial inclusion use cases. Just kind of like what Danelle Dixon was talking about earlier. Yeah, this is Ripple, but it's all about that use case, right? Right. A little bit more from Crypto McDizzle, aka Mr. Elon Muff. I know. All right, this comes from ISO Goat, and again, Mike retweeted this. So it says Alan with the fine. Shout out to this particular guy. Let's highlight this. Let's blow this up a little bit more so you can see it bigger. Here it is. So if you get into this with me, and let me just double check to make sure that's big enough for you guys. It is. Smash that like if you haven't done so already. Business justification for the development of new ISO 222 financial repository items. Name of the request, instant payments for financial inclusion. Of course, you have all these, the address, all this stuff, scope of the new development, right? Let's go further down here. Business area. A new ISO 222 business area is proposed named interoperable payments for financial inclusion, to be defined as, quote, messages among financial service providers and third-party providers that support the authorized transfer of value on agreed terms, and which support the financial inclusion of unbanked customers as defined by Level 1 project. Back to Danelle for a moment, right? I know this is a lot of talk about ISO 22. So, my thing is this, right? Hold on a second. Just a second. I got interrupted there. Sorry about that interruption. But anyway, yeah, what it says right here. Man, I hate when I get interrupted like that. Just totally. I don't even know where I was at on that. Sorry about that. I'm gonna have to move along. Give me a second. Sorry about that. All right, so I'm gonna get into this next part, and let's see where we're at. Yeah, we shared that. Let me jump back to where we were at. Kind of messed up the whole flow. So talk about Mojo Loop. I know where we're at. My bad. All right. So there's this right here again from ISO Goat. Let's blow this up as well because this is going to be hard to see. But you got to keep in mind this is taken with a cell phone, so it's going to be kind of hard to see. And it's going to be kind of smudged, right? All right. So here's some of the key highlights, right? Reverse engineering. Listen to this for a second. It says that this protocol is based on IPFI's third-party financial service provider interoperability protocol. And it says currency conversion APIs, the FSP IOP API enables interoperable financial transactions between a payer and a payee, each associated with a digital financial service provider, DFSP, an entity that provides a digital financial service to an end user. This protocol does not specify any front-end services between payer or payee. But when you go further down, it states the third-party API allows, listen to this, TPPs to act as a proxy in initiating payments. Excuse me. While allowing for the strong authentication of users, the currency conversion API allows DFSPs to interact with specialized FXPs to convert one currency to another, right? And then when we get further into this, give me just a second. I'm going to pull something up on your screen. Hold on. I want to show you guys this real quick. And hold on. Oh, here we go. So you may be wondering, what is DFPS? It stands for Decentralized Fair Payment System for Denarius, Fortuna, Stake, Masternodes, stuff like that, right? It says it's basically popular masternode coins such as Dash and some of these what you see here, right? And random reward systems that pay out based on the first to start and proceed to pay out down by the rank on order list of active masternodes. This is a centralized reward system, right? Again, here's another iteration of it. The decentralized fair payment system is the first ever introduced on the Denarius blockchain. Okay. So just, I don't want to just read off abbreviations and not have you guys understand, what the heck that means in being abbreviated. We're going to jump back also to a little bit more what we have right here. Here's the last part of this. I mean, it's educational, but it's, I don't know. I find it interesting. I think he does as well. Let's see where we're at. And there we go. So there's this, right? And when we go further down, it says disposition of comments, development of new ISO 222 message definitions, introduces the business justification, right? We know about some of the stuff. It says there are several sponsors for this work through one submitting organization. Moja Loop is a foundation with sponsors including Monetary Authority of Singapore. Listen to this, big players, right? Google, and there it is, Ripple, right? And think about Rockefeller Foundation. So, I mean, we might as well give you guys just kind of like a backstory if you don't know about this. So if you guys have been following us for over a year, you already know where I'm going with this. So I did a deep dive video in regards to the Rockefeller connection with Quant, right? You have some big wigs that are part of the management team over at Quant, right? And if you're wanting to look more into that, you can take a look into that deep dive video I did a while back, right? It's about roughly, 3 or 4 months old at this point. But yeah, look at this. Again, Google, Ripple, Rockefeller Foundation, right? So that's all there, right? And then on top of that, let me see, there's a little bit more. I think that's it in regards to that. Yeah, so that's it in regards to that right there. I'm going to jump back into the comments. This next particular part that we're going to get into is regards to, I believe, with Jasmine. It's a nice find that Stardog provided to us. So we're going to get into that as well here in a bit. All right. I'm going to read a few more comments. Yeah, Danelle Dixon is very, very smart woman. I agree. Cool Cat says those efforts might require 2 hands for each one. Fire Gensler for stars. Yeah, that needs to happen, in my opinion. Dingy says he's there on purpose. John Francis, love that wild, rambunctious blonde hair. Yeah. All right. Tim Shea, is that why Scherzer was tossed for sticky hands yesterday? I don't. Oh, Max Scherzer. I don't know. That's a good point. Let's go further down. And let's see here. Tim Shea says, I use XLM every day. Great stuff. Yeah, you seem to really know it really well, Tim. Shout out to you. I think I might be having a bad connection at the moment. Give me just a second to check it. Yeah, I see it. The connection's kind of whacked out. I don't know what's going on in this area. Like, there's a lot of construction going on, and I think it's messing up with the line. I'm on, of course, broadband, but I don't know. They're doing something that's kind of messing stuff up, so I apologize for that. Dingy says, not impressed with Cardano, but it is my biggest bag. Hey, man, you and I'm with you on this 100%. So I have roughly about $4,000 into Cardano. And I still own a lot of it, and yeah, I'm not too impressed. I'm tired of this whole thing of you just got to hold on to it many, many years. All right. Well, I could have put that money into, that could have been $4 more into XRP or a little bit into Quant or, diversify it, right? Some of these other top fives I have. Totally with you. on that. And then with the price so far down, I'm trying to, like, just like anybody else out there, I'm kind of trying to justify it, Cardano. So I'm like, well, 30 cents a Cardano. I don't even know where it's at right now. I'm not even worried about it. But, I keep saying to myself, well, maybe I should try to justify it a little bit more, buy a bag of it. And I think to myself, why? I'm more impressed with some of these other projects. So it's one of those things. I will sit on it until these things come, but I don't really think I'm going to DCA more into Cardano. And you're not the only one who basically has that, feels that way. All right. Wayne Side's in the house. He says, dudes, serves up, man. Yeah, shut, bro. Welcome to CTN Live. To catch some gnarly waves. Cha. All right. Brian Dowie says, baseball is terrible with the new rules. I feel you on that. I hear you. Nelly there. Tech Stack Denell. I have big balls and bags of XLM. So, oh boy, here we go. All right. Tim Shea, Brian, he cleans his hands and they still toss him. What new rule? There's a few. Daniel Santa Cruz, welcome. He says Ja Rule. I used to listen to Ja Rule back in the late 90s, early 2000s. But I honestly think what ruined Ja Rule's career is 50 Cent exposing him as being a quote unquote wingsta, right? Like a fake thug or whatever, a fake G, But I mean, some of his other albums, even after that whole thing happened, like was it Blood in My Eye? Those some good albums. The guy definitely had flow, whether he's a real G or not. So it is what it is. All right, let's go further down. All right, let's see where we're at. John Francis, I think Max should head the SEC. I don't know about that. How about this? I'll give endorsement for a guy. Maybe he wants the job, maybe he doesn't. How about Crypto Hulk? Right? Yeah. All right, Ahmed, USD backed up by Jets. No, that's not where I was trying to go with that. Anyway, I was just trying to, where they say everything is back, we have nothing to back it. You go where we're going. All right, Brian Alley, John Francis, pitch clock and other stupid rules. Games are faster, but definitely not better. Yeah, they're trying to come up with a way to fast track baseball. In reality, it's a different type of sport. You're not going to be able to, make the game faster. That's been a complaint from the beginning of baseball. All right. Yeah. So good comments. Daniel Santa Cruz. We need people that are up to date with technology in our country because we're going to be left behind. Everyone in our government is very old. Yeah, that's the general consensus. It's like, why do these guys have to be like, pushing 70 or 80, right? Let's get some young blood, but not to the point where it's just all cancel culture and, you're one extreme or the other. Anyway. All right, let's go ahead and highlight your comment for a bookmark. And let's kick it into a little bit more of what we have on the outline. All right, so on this particular part, this is from Stardog. Shout out to him. If you're listening on the recorded Stardog, this is for you. He shared this with me earlier. And this comes from the Legal 500. It says the Legal 500 Asia Pacific FinTech independent local firms, right? When you scroll further down into this, one of the cool things you're going to see here is some of the testimonials. So it says, for instance, like this person, the team led by Ken Kawai has strong expertise about security token issuing in Japan, so on and so forth. But the key thing is this right here, and that is in regards to Jasmy. And I lost my spot on that, so I'm just going to pull it up. So you'll see here, it says work highlights. Advised Nomura Holdings Inc. On the establishment and management of the remote retail consulting company alongside several local Japanese banks. It says advised Jasmy Inc. on its listing of Jasmy, a cryptocurrency, on several domestic and foreign exchanges. Our work included the provision of regulatory and transactional advice and preparing a legal opinion for submission to the exchanges. But again, I'm about to go up to this part. I do apologize. They keep getting interrupted, so it kind of messes my flow. Sorry. So it says Nishimura and Asahi brings significant regulatory, again, part of the lineup, right? We're talking about regulatory compliance, all that stuff. So these two guys, or this firm, I should say, brings significant regulatory and financial experience to the fintech sector, advising banks, security firms, financial institutions, and startup ventures. The department covers a range of issues, including payment services, crypto assets, and financial transactions, servicing both domestic and international clients. Department head, who is this guy, Naya Aroshi, is particularly active on crypto assets and has expertise in financial regulations. Susumu Tanizawa covers international financial regulations and financial transactions related to fintech. He also is key within the team are Akihiro Shiba, who has expertise in security tokens. But again, all these guys that you see here have expertise when it comes to specifically, like it says here, working with advising Jasmine and so on, right? And this again is part of some of the deep dives that we do in regards to some of these key players or fintech firms, right? That worked with, for instance, Jasmine. It's good stuff to see this, right? So when we get further into this, Stardog also had this to share. I'm going to go ahead and highlight this. All right. Actually, I guess I can't blow that up bigger. So it says right here, right, that they brought, of course, regulatory and financial experience to fintech. You know what I mean? The work that they did with NFTs. The other part that we get to is now this in regards to Jasmine, right? So there's this announcement from Hara. It states they will be exhibiting at the Blockchain Expo. I don't know who mentioned it earlier, all right, at the beginning of the show. This is going to be on May 10th through the 12th. They will be introducing a new secure PC. A phase 1 product for blockchain PCs. In addition, they're looking for companies to participate in test marketing. They look forward to seeing us there. I mean, of course, they want to do some of that stuff, right? Very, very cool stuff. Now, if you missed yesterday's show, here is an example of the marketing. And I'm going to go ahead and pull myself out of the frame and share this with you right now. So give me just a second, and here we go.
Moss with entertainment. What kind of experience is that? Register your hobby on Scheme and simply reserve some transportation. Share a reserved taxi with others. Match with others who have the same hobbies and have a more enjoyable trip. You can log in using any mobile device with only information about your recent conversation. And you can even reserve concert tickets. Moreover, you can also share your conversation with the concierge using the vehicle's terminal. This is where the importance of security comes in. Users' personal information is classified into public and non-public information and strictly monitored with blockchain powered by Jasmine. Also, you can safely make reservations or payments. Match with others and enjoy entertainment together.
So as Larry would say, are you not excited? And he, takes a sip of the water, right? Yeah. When I see something like that, I say to myself, you know what? It is a different narrative over there in Japan. It is a different way of looking at things over there. We talk about regulatory clarity and so on. Like, they already get it over there. You literally saw a commercial that appears whether it's on, I guess your phone, TV, you name it, right? For Jasmine, right? Can you imagine if we had a Ripple commercial or something like that appear here in the United States, right? That ain't going to happen right now, right? Because of the whole thing with the SEC, we get it. But what about some of the other particular projects, right? The key thing is that was super cool to see a mainstream commercial and at the end said, powered by Jasmine. I mean, what's there not to be excited about that? So we're consistently seeing more and more things in regards to Jasmine day in, day out. And it's becoming that much more impressive. So I thought I'd show you guys that. I want to show you guys just a little bit more of what we have tonight. So this is from this particular guy here. He's a new guy who I've been following on crypto Twitter. His name is Cyan1K, and he states, Jasmine is huge. He's investing in true tech disruption in the form of data democratization. Hardware on the way, and the patents he posted speak volumes through the former Sony team who created the Felica chip too. Reminds him of Amazon when it was down 95% before it was adopted, right? So we're going to blow this up. And, it's just, again, a reiteration of what Har was mentioning. The key highlight is introducing their brand new secure PC phase 1 product for blockchain PCs, right? And like I mentioned on yesterday's show, I mean, how much are these PCs going to be, right? I imagine they're probably going to be pretty expensive because it's new innovation. And as we know, anything that's brand new is not exactly cheap, right? You have to get more of that adoption and then prices come down. Perfect example, like I mentioned yesterday, HD TVs, right? When they first came out, very, very expensive. Heck, even back in the day with Betamax and VCRs, right? When they first came out, anything that was brand new was very, very expensive. I remember my parents paying for a VHS of was a VCR. Oh my gosh, it was like $300 or something like that. I mean, are you kidding me? Like, the only time we use VCRs nowadays is to watch old home videos or something, right? Anyway, to get more into this, it gives you some examples of some of these images from Jasmine. And if anything, I'm going to blow this up for just a brief moment. This is good stuff. All right. We're not going to do the whole focus on Jasmine tonight, but, you see some of this, right? Some of these images, and just kind of gives you an idea of what some of the stuff looks like in regards for the laptop and so on. All right. On top of that, let's jump back. And I'm going to share this image instead, or share this tab instead. So you have this, right? This is the card, right? We were talking about earlier, Felica. I think on this one, I will blow this up a little bit more. Let's jump to this particular page. All right, so here's Felica, right? We understand the Jasmine connection. It's an embedded multi-trip card. It's literally used in Jasmine's secure PCs, okay? And there's more of these references that you see here and so on, right? All right. Let's jump into it. Hold on a second. Just trying to get back to that particular page. All right. So there was all that. Let's jump into a little bit more what we have. So I want to show you guys this real quick. This is from nexttechweek.jp. It's been interpreted from Japanese to English. All right. So when we get further into this, it says we operate our own Jasmine blockchain network. Hold on a second, let me make sure I'm good. Yeah, I am. They operate their own Jasmine blockchain network that does not require a gas fee. They're developing with various companies using blockchain technology. And I'm going to blow it up a little bit more. Sorry about that. But yeah, working with a few different companies using blockchain technology. In particular, they're looking for protecting and utilizing data such as personal information and various logs. And there are many collaborative projects, such as the management of the home call center of Transcosmos, and even the Sagan Tosu fan token, right? Similar to Chili's, but again, that's a different utility layer for Jasmy. All right. How about this whole thing in regards to the secure PC? So it says, in regards from a business content perspective, they are looking to develop and provide an IoT platform using their very own Jasmy blockchain. It says Jasmy Secure PC to save and manage operational logs during telework and to protect materials on the PC when going out. Personal data locker to protect and utilize personal data, obviously. Using these, we will provide services such as home call center, entry and exit management, and even the Tosu fan token, like I mentioned before. They also plan to do a collaboration with Kyushu University to provide blockchain technology for carbon neutral initiatives. Furthermore, based on the know-how cultivated with the crypto asset Jasmy coin, they are promoting the development of stable coins community currencies. And there's a little bit, of course, about that, right? Now, this part I want to draw to your attention, right? And this is a pamphlet or a manual, I should say, in regards to Jasmy Secure PC. We're going to jump into that for a brief moment. Here's what it looks like, because some of you guys, stated, I actually want to see what some of this stuff looks like. So, of course, like it says here, support for Windows 10, Windows 11, Jasmy Secure PC. You get further down into it, it says Jasmy Secure PC realizes a safe and comfortable work environment for telework and mobile work with its own blockchain technology, right? You got to keep in mind, this is giving you the nitty gritty of how this all comes together. It can be used as a new option for companies that have problems with introduction costs and even operational burdens. Jasmy Secure PC has 3 features which are indispensable for a variety of work styles: visual work status, drive recorder function, and even to prevent information leakage, such as ghost drive function. And in the future, you're going to hear more about this specific one in regards to that. Now, it says they also have this thing to individually manage PC functions, remote handling, realize the function, and so on. But where is this going to take place? Again, back to like the first part of the outline, at this particular blockchain expo that Hara was talking about. So they're going to have some categories. One of them is going to be blockchain related services, the token economy, traceability, information, and asset management. You better believe they're going to talk about NFTs, Web3, you name it, right? When it comes to NFTs, they're specifically going to give examples about Tosu fan token. You get it, right? Now, how about the industries? We're always talking about automobiles. We're talking about, data tracking, surveillance, seeing what's going on with public transportation, right? Those examples that we gave yesterday. But how about also this? Finance, securities, insurance, medical. How do we know about medical, guys? Remember the whole thing with CARE, I should say? Remember CARE? We did a deep dive about that. Even welfare, a little bit more healthcare, drug discovery, material development, retail distribution, EC, call centers, logistics, social infrastructure. But logistics, that's big in itself. That's a big, big market, right? For you guys that follow Morpheus Network, VeChain, right? With VET, right? Social infrastructure, transportation, like we mentioned earlier, energy, all these ones, right? Education, research institutions, government, and so on, right? Pretty awesome stuff, to say the least. So I thought I'd show you guys a little bit of that. I'm going to jump now over to this particular part. Now, this is a while back, but the reason why we take a little bit of focus on this, you got to understand that this is not necessarily recent news, but it's part of the outline to make it more sense for you guys. So it says, announce Jasmy Secure PC concept, the best solution for remote work and mobile use. Jasmy Secure PC concept, the best solution for remote work and mobile use. So this is back all the way in April 15th of 2021. They have this particular announcement. I'm going to jump into the good stuff in regards to this just real quick. So I'm going to blow this up a little bit more. I know it won't be like a big, giant deep dive like yesterday. But look what it mentions, right? So Jasmy develops and provides IoT, all right? Remote work on PCs. There's increased demand for that. They announced optimal solution for mobile use with Jasmy Secure PC concept, all right? But this concept, the key thing is no longer a concept, right? You literally have the rollout of these actual secure PCs, right? You actually have a product. Now, their mission back then was to create and provide a mechanism that anyone, right, can use things easily, safely, and peace of mind with a unique IoT platform that utilizes distributed technology such as blockchain and edge computing. They have been working on development and provision. They're already there pretty much at this point. This time, by utilizing the know-how they have cultivated so far, for those who are, look at this highlight, forced to work from home due to, COVID and so on, they're pointing out that this will allow people to use a PC that has the same convenience and safety as at work and have a developed solution in regards to that. What's the solution? Well, obviously, Jasmy's blockchain technology built into these specific secure PCs. How cool is that? Now, why would I put so much emphasis on some of these things? Well, we're going to get into some of that in a bit, but look what's mentioned here on 1.1. Safely monitor and manage data in PCs, that you can monitor and manage inappropriate data processing and unauthorized operations using some of the technology with their particular blockchain. The original, of the PC body utilizing the power by allowing clients such as remote desktops and VDIs to use resources through the network while using the resources of the PC itself used by the user. Performance close to that used in the workplace can also be achieved. They realize, you got to have like comfort. They have all this stuff basically mentioned, but check out what's mentioned in regards to remote. This specific PC is going to allow, let's face it, mainly people like in that particular region, but a P2P function that will uniquely use a device management technology to remotely limit and safely control unnecessary functions for each employee's PC during working hours. It allows control so that only necessary business, right? He doesn't want people just goofing off and maybe your kids getting a hold of it and so on, right? On top of that, it says PC hardware that also has the situation to safely be confirmed. PC individuals such as proprietary load and consumable situation device management and so on. Functionality. But how about this? Jasmy will continue to collaborate with a wide range of companies to quickly realize a new normal society that is screened by unfortunately, the COVID thing, and is actively working to contribute not only to better employment, but schooling. Again, all those things we mentioned before, whether it's government, education, so on and so forth, right? Now, where I want to jump to is this right here for just a brief moment. And I know it seems like it's kind of a deep dive. In a way, a little bit is. So it says, how useful are free security tools in regards to the Jasmy Secure PC? All right. As we get into it, it says that, there's this thing called the agent version, which supports log collection, encrypted drive management, and a connection management with external devices. Now, in regards to this, the manager visualizes information obtained from the agent and remotely controls the devices via the agent. There's a free agent DR version if you're into that type of thing. But they have this whole outline about how this all comes together. And a lot of this, of course, I realize is in Japanese. All right. But like it says how agent version looks like. Here's an overview on how to use this specific thing. But the key thing is they even have this all written out for people that want to take more of a deeper dive into some of these specific things. And you're more than welcome to do so. I'm not going to get into all this. All right. I just want to point out that it's here. Like especially that whole thing about the ghost drive. Jasmy Secure PC could also control the availability of USB storage devices. The commands can be used to grant access to USB storage devices that are not normally accessible, but only for a limited time upon request. Again, a little bit more of the reiteration of how this all functions. All right. So forget that for now. We're going to jump into this. Why should it matter to you on a broader sense of, trying to make sense of this and so on, right? And that would be a good question. The reason why we want to pay attention to this is this right here. So as we know, when it comes to the 1980s and so on, IBM, right, was very, very popular when it came to becoming a personal computer. I remember even my parents stating back in the day, they didn't know crap about computers, but they would always mention, well, we got to get a good IBM computer. Okay, some of you guys lived in that particular era, right? But it says prior to the 1980s, IBM had largely been known as a provider of business computer systems. Think about that, business computer systems. As the 1980s opened, their market share in the growing mini computer market failed to keep up with the competitors, while other manufacturers were beginning to see impressive profits in the micro computer space. The market for personal computers was dominated by the time by Tandy, Commodore, Apple, and so on, whose machines sold for several $100s, so on and so forth. One of the key takeaways I want you guys to have from this is understand with going into Web3, this is kind of like history repeating itself to a sense, but through what? Standout innovators that are building or have built in the crypto winter of 2022 and so on, like where we're at right now. It says as early as 1980s, there were rumors of IBM developing a personal computer. Think about this, Jasmine. Rumors of that they are building a secure PC or a blockchain PC, right? With what they have highlighted or showcased in Hong Kong, so on and so forth. The key thing here is, again, different era, but again, where we're going in Web3, I'm looking at this from the perspective of this right here, and look what's highlighted here. The public responded to these rumors with skepticism, right? There's a lot of skepticism about when it comes to Jasmine, personal data lockers, secure PCs, so on and so forth, right? But they have solid products, whether it's some of the technology you see through blockchain or actual physical hardware, right? With some of these computers, right? So again, I saw this earlier today, and I said to myself, I'm going to include this on the deep dive, right? So it says again, the public responded to these rumors with skepticism, owing to IBM's tendency towards slow-moving, bureaucratic business practice tailored towards production of large, sophisticated, and expensive business systems. If you think about it, look what happened literally in Japan during that time of 2022 and so on, right? Say what you want, but kind of a similar thing. But at the same time, they're coming out of this whole negative fiasco of bad news and unbanning, stable coins and, embracing Web3 and giving incentives for big businesses or small ones and so on, right? I'll read this. As with other large computer companies, it is new products typically required about 4 to 5 years in development. And a well-publicized quote from an industry analysis, IBM was bringing out a personal computer would be like teaching an elephant to tap dance, right? But again, this right here, right? With other large companies, it is new products typically required about 4 to 5 years for development. Well, in this particular era, right? You got to keep in mind, for all these guys that don't understand how long it takes to develop products, right? A brand new innovation with, blockchain computers. Are you kidding me? So, there is a period of time to get things going, to build, whether it's in a bear market and so on. That's why I'm bringing this to you guys' attention. This is IBM, it's a different example and so on, but it's the innovators that get that skepticism from a lot of people of like, I don't know, right? But understand that IBM was real solid, and they're still solid to this day. What about Jasmine? What are they building? Who are they expanding to? What region is it in? Do they appeal to a broader market that may not necessarily make sense here in the United States? I think that's very much the case, is my point that I'm trying to make. All right, that's it for the Jasmine coverage for tonight. I'm going to kick it into a few more comments. I think that might be close to it for tonight. I'll see if what else we have. I think maybe we have a little bit from Stellar. Let me see. Yeah, the last segment will be Stellar, and after that we will wrap up the show. So I don't know, maybe another 15 to 20 minutes or so. So I'm gonna go further down and let's see what we have. I want to welcome Open Mind. Thank you for being here. Glad to see you, man. Welcome back. Michael Montclair says everything follows Bitcoin. When it moves, all will follow. And we've seen that with Jasmine, especially. Michael Cornwell gave you guys those examples literally with screenshots with his phone. It showed direct correlation to Bitcoin, Ethereum, even, right? And he gave you examples on the 90-day, the 60-day, the 30-day, the 7-week, the 7-day chart, the day chart, the hour chart. So that's more than just coincidental, right? And there was other times we showed you, not just from him, but other content creators who also showed you similar things, and on different time periods. Don't forget Energy Web Token. Yeah, I think it's a good one too. I eventually want to get into that. And DAG. It's something to be said that, Tokenizer was mentioned in that his top 3 was Quant. I believe he said number 2 was Energy Web Token. And I think he said number 3 was DAG for him. It was pretty interesting. But the key thing was data, right? Albert, what narrative most popular for next bull run? I think it's basically, getting that clarity. That's why we put a lot of focus on that tonight. We want to get to the point where we get the utility run. That should excite people the most compared to anything. Don't get me wrong. There will be new all-time highs from the bull run. People will pay attention to and so on, but we get regulatory clarity. I mean, it's absolute blast off. These former market caps of 4 billion plus, or 4 billion, 4 trillion plus of when Bitcoin went to 69K on 11/11/2021. We'll just completely smash, just blow that away, right? You'll see market caps that everybody will be talking about a lot of these altcoins, and just because the utility run hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't happen. It's, again, I still feel as though we're in that accumulation phase. I was even listening to the radio earlier today, and I forgot what station it was. They were talking about the accumulation phase we're in. I was like, yeah, you know what? You're not the only one that feels that way. Even Coach JV, right? I listened to him, and he had on his morning recorded broadcast, he was talking about this accumulation phase that we're in as well. So I'm not the only one that feels that we're in this. And again, all you have to do is just go to Google, type in crypto accumulation phase, click on images, look for the one from crypto.com/universities. It's a blue image, and it will show you literally on that particular chart. The next stage from accumulation phase is the markup phase. I don't want to be accumulating or stacking this crypto in that phase, right? Because that's blast off. My long hair is long as heck. I'm a rock star. That's cool. All right. Let me see where we're at. Blackwood, Albert, welcome. Not sure how to answer that, but welcome to CTN. That's funny. All right. Let's just get down a few more comments. See where we're at. If you guys got anything specifically, new important Hill video. Let me see if I can pull up some of the things you got tagged, Mike. If you have anything more, hold on. Well, I'll make an announcement real quick. All right. I have an announcement to make. Hold on a second. I have some breaking news to report. Let's just go ahead and jump right into this. The one and only Sean the Crypto Smith has a Jasmine update, right? Jasmine Witt's collaboration for real world utility. Jasmine and Witt's partner for real world use cases. This is a brand new video. And if anything, sometime tonight, if you have time, check it out. Shout out to Sean the Crypto Smith. Go ahead and give him a follow on Twitter. He follows me. I follow him. He's part of Utility Talk Now on Mondays and Wednesdays. So check that out. But yeah, let's jump into our particular outline that we have. And it is in regards to Stellar. Yes, Stellar. So it says, did you know that you can send money across borders with just a phone number? Thanks to Stellar, a global network for money, this is now possible. And again, shout out to alp.lsp for the info, right? We're literally covering Stellar almost every day thanks to this particular guy. So let's jump into this. And here's this outline. It's really cool, in my opinion, how he pieced this together. Stellar, as we know, is an open network source. And on top of that, it says it allows anyone to create, send, and trade digital representations of any form of money, dollars, pesos, Bitcoin, etc. It is designed to make the world's financial systems work together on a single network. On top of that, one of the key features of Stellar is that it connects different currencies and payment systems through anchors. And we have done a deep dive in regards to the anchors in the past. Entities that issue and redeem digital tokens on the network. Anchors can be banks, fintech companies, or even mobile operators. Anchors use Stellar's built-in decentralized exchange, right, to offer liquidity and competitive exchange rates for their tokens. The DEX also enables users to swap any asset on the network with any other asset without any intermediaries or even fees. We know that there's some challenges in regards to this, and we talked about some of this stuff, but I'm going to jump to this part. He says, pay by phone, listen to this for a second, is a feature that allows users to send and receive payments using their phone numbers. No need for bank accounts. Remember how before we mentioned some of this, like, especially when it comes to some of these African countries, right? You don't even need to have like a checking or savings account, right? Cool stuff. So again, no need for bank accounts, wallets, or complex addresses. Just enter the recipient's phone number, the amount, and the currency, and hit send. This is why, again, guys, I feel as though that when it comes to, in the future, I don't know how soon in the future, but at some point, when we talk about widespread adoption, what would be like the official cryptocurrency of the world, if you have to pick one, especially on the retail side, right? For the average Joe Schmo, will it be Stellar? Again, look at the presented material. I feel as though it could be. All right, how does this work, right? I think this is a great question. So when a user enters a phone number, Stellar looks up the corresponding anchor that supports that number. And it converts the sender's asset to the recipient asset using the best available rate on the DEX. That's cool. You want to have competitive pricing, and people are going to appreciate that. Finally, it delivers the payment to the recipient. Now, how about this? Pay by phone is not only fast and convenient, but also secure and compliant. Stellar uses federated addresses to map phone numbers to public keys, ensuring that only the intended recipient can access funds, but it also supports KYC and AML checks for anchors and users. Now, a little bit more in regards to this whole pay by phone thing. I think this is one of the key highlights to, why we're mentioning this from Mr. Alp.lsp. Pay by phone is already live in some countries, such as Nigeria. You saw that particular project that's built on Stellar, right, from Nigeria. But they're also in Ghana, Kenya, and even Brazil. It has the potential to reach millions of people who lack access to traditional finance services or who face high fees and delays when sending money abroad. Now, this right here. Number 10, Stellar is making international remittances easy with pay by phone. It's a game changer for financial inclusion and innovation. If you want to learn more, all you got to do is check out this particular deep dive here. We're not going to do it tonight. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow. But yeah, stellar.org, an open network for money. Man, I just want to state this again. Shout to alp.lsp. He took advantage of being like, a daily content creator for Stellar. They are far and few between. You have my utmost respect if at any point you actually see our coverage and so on. If you're on crypto Twitter, give this guy a follow, man. He really, really deserves it. And his followers have just absolutely leapfrogged. I remember when we first started covering this guy, he was roughly around about, I think, 4,000 followers. He's now at 9,136. So nothing but love and respect to somebody like this. All right. Going to stop the share on that and kick it back into the comments. I think that's pretty much all we have for tonight. So let me get more into it. Oh, yeah, that's right. New important video, Hilvia. All right, let me see. My bad. That was the thing. I got distracted. Let me see what I can pull up. All right, so let's go down to Mr. Muff. Okay, I see it now. This is one I retweeted earlier. Let me know if this is the one, Mike. I'm gonna go ahead and share this. He's talking about new Capitol Hill video. Or actually, this is in Florida, so this is a different thing. I'll try to pull up the other one you're talking about real quick too. Let's see where we're at. Share screen. Here we go. All right. Let me explain this one real quick. My bad. CBDCs will soon be banned in Florida. It says, I testified yesterday in Florida's Judicial Committee on how harmful CBDCs will be to Floridians from Samuel Armes. He says today he'll be testifying what will hopefully be the last Senate committee, or hopefully its last Senate committee, excuse me. It says Florida is going to continue to make waves in Bitcoin and blockchain space. He's excited for other states to follow. We can keep America free by keeping our communities, cities, and states free. If you are pro CBDC, you're anti Bitcoin. He says we are going to win. All right, let's go ahead and share this because you know what? This is some juicy stuff. Here we go.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Samuel Arms, and I am the president and founder of Florida's largest Bitcoin and blockchain chamber of commerce. We represent over 100 companies in the state of Florida in a community that is over 10,000 strong, whether that's in our Telegram groups, our Discords, or our meetups. The businesses and communities that I represent view CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, as an existential threat, not just to their businesses, but to their personal freedoms. In the wrong hands, CBDCs can further promote the variety of injustices in our society that we are still facing. CBDCs would kill any sort of right to privacy Floridians have. With CBDCs, a government under any party could target not only political opposition, but citizens based on such topics as gun ownership, based on their race, based on their sexual preference, or even based on the type of vehicle that they drive. CBDCs create perverse incentives that are ripe for abuse by any form of government. This bill is a first of its kind. We're in uncharted territory in a lot of ways, but my community fully supports it, and we're here to stand by this bill, and we hope that it has the bipartisan support that we think it deserves. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that, Mr. Elon Muff. I think that might be the video. There might be more. I'll double check here in a bit. Glad to see this comment right here from Michael Montclair. Hey, Larry, praying for you. Thank you, Michael. Brittany says, hi, April. I'm glad you guys are all right. Yeah, April. Sorry about that. She says, hey, everyone. Hope everyone has a beautiful day. They did survive the Naders. My hometown got wrecked. Oh, man. I'm sorry, April. Yeah, I talked to your husband earlier today, and I was glad to see that you guys were safe and sound. Same with Boomer, all you guys. All right. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, Elon Musk is right. Look up Shawnee, Oklahoma, cray cray. We could probably get more into that tomorrow for sure. I'm not trying to be dismissive, guys. I'm not. But yeah, he showed me some pictures sent to me on my phone. It was crazy. Crazy stuff. Bull was an ISO maxi. And then woman's prison, that would be a depart. Wow. I almost read that out loud. All right. What the heck? All right, let's go further down. Let me see where we're at. Bro, have you been paying attention in class? Oh, that's funny. Akbar says I joined late in 2021, and he says that while he has that avatar too. Got to keep that in mind, right? All right, Cardano will go to $300 in a few years. I'll go with that. Then if that's the case, oh, man. I forgot how much ADA I got. Let me see, 300. I'm cool with that. That's fine with me. All right. I'll just have to keep holding on to it. Diamond hands, man. All right. Brian Dowey, Achman, I'm sending Caroline over to teach you a few things. My God. Look at our Danelle. You guys need veracity. We cover veracity, man. We've done some videos in the past about it and so on. It does get brought up. Most of them ain't real G's. Brian Dowie. Yeah, well, I believe Mr. 50 Cent definitely is, but he did point out some things that happened to, Tekashi 6ix9ine, and look how that works out. Ugh. All right. Ja Rule can flow. Yeah, I mean, whether he's a real G or not, he can flow. I don't care what anybody says. And at the end of the day, I mean, do you really, really care about, if the guy really came from like Southside Jamaica, Queens or something like that? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, can he flow? Do you like the sound of the song? Does it sound good? Why get involved with all the, the other stuff, right? Like, Tupac, basically, before, was it like a year before he died, became a, West Side Pyru, for the Bloods and stuff like that. It's like, who cares, So silly. People killing each other in music, but it happened. All right. Michael Montclair says, everyone say hi to Zara. She's watching but not chatting. Well, hello, Zara. Hello, Zara. Tell me your name. Mr. Michael Montclair loves you like a hurricane. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Remember that guy from early 2000 named David Hung. Yes, he was driving you crazy. He was that guy that looked crazy on front of the screen, and he became very popular before memes were a thing. David Hung, that crazy guy will drive you crazy. Yes, he will. He won't lie. Why am I rhyming on the screen? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I'm stopping. Anyway. All right. Yeah, remember that guy though? Was it William Hung, not David Hung, William Hung? I don't know. Remember that guy from American Idol back in 2000? He literally became popular because of how bad he was. You remember that? Like, he literally got paid to show up to like big parties and events, and I just remember he would be like, she bang. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not gonna see anymore because it was bad. And I was intentionally trying to be bad, for the record. Okay. I don't really sound like that. Anyway, Michael Montclair says he saw Payday a week ago and thought it was so ugly. There's no way I could go anywhere. LOL, lesson learned. Yeah. I mean, for people who are throwing money at that, why? I don't know. Maybe some people do well. I don't know. Big Watch Dude Max playing the porn flick again. No. I'm so far behind on comments if that's the case. There's Zara. Whoa. Got a new hairdo. Let me see. Cool. Well, welcome, Zara. 2-bit better singer than Max. I'm sure he is. I wasn't even trying, to be honest. All right. Easy E was a real G. I'm glad you recognize that. 50 Cent was a real G. Yep. Osborne, bro, it is meme season. Thoughts on Pepe and Bulls run? So in regards to what the heck, BRL, we had one of the guys reach out to me, and they originally wanted to do like an AMA. I will not chase those guys. I think the guy was a very nice person and so on, but he was going through a lot because his daughter was in the hospital. But I don't know. I mean, my thing is this. So if they want to do an AMA, they're more than welcome to come on here and do it. It probably will never be like a sponsored project or anything like that. I mean, let's be honest. But some people have pointed out, hey, it would be cool if, we took more of a deeper dive into it. Anyway, I sent a message a while back. That was probably like maybe a month or two ago, and it is what it is, and we'll see what happens. I mean, the invitation is still there. They can do an AMA, and we'll go from there. All right, I'm just going to read a few more comments, and let's see where we're at. I think that might be just about it. All right. I will check crypto Twitter real quick. Let me see. Let me see. I honestly think that's it. For real. I really do. I really do. Yeah, the whole thing for Crypto Mike. It's just double checking. Talked about a lot of this stuff, right? Hold on. Yep, I really think that might be it. Let's check out Crypto Mike's tweets. I think I covered everything. Just double checking. You got some interesting tweets, Mike. I'll say that. This is from Crypto Hulk an hour ago. All right, we'll share that. He's going to clear his throat. I know he's going to do it. Hold on. All right. So we'll see what's up with that. Give me a second. This lady, miraculous survivor. All right, we'll take a look into that for just a brief moment. My sons will be on hold, apparently. All right, hold on just a moment. There's a little bit more. Oh, crap. Oh, man. All right, so there's that. You tagged your wife. What a name. Why did you... God. At April Crypto blankety blank. My goodness. All right. Let me go further down. All right, that has to be it. Yeah, that is definitely it. Because I did share the whole thing about what's his name with Coinbase, Brian Armstrong. Yep. All right, so let's just share this last bit. Oh, man, freaking the stupid ads, really? Wants me to disable my app blocker? I'm not doing that. So I won't be able to share that one about the miraculous survivor, unfortunately. All right, we're going to play this one from Crypto Hulk. And then that will be it in closing. All right, let's go ahead and share this. All right, breaking. Bank of England and the Bank of International Settlements complete blockchain. And guess what crypto they chose? All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and play this. Here we go. I think I already know which one they picked. Let's see if I'm right, but we're going to play this. Here we go.
Look at these beauties right here, all of them. Nice, right? But England chose one of them. The Bank of England and the Bank for International Settlements, they completed, it's all done, their blockchain settlement test. Oh, yes. Instant settlement, atomic settlement, right here. Bank of England is all in the mix. What is this? It's Project Meridian right there. I went through all 44 pages. It's real boring until you get to the very end. It talks about the property use case. Project Meridian was all about homes, selling homes in like 2 to 5 seconds and all that stuff, real-time settlement. I did a show on my YouTube page, on Crypto Hulk on YouTube. I go over the Project Meridian. I briefly talk about it and stuff if you're interested. What's more important is they pick a blockchain and they complete it. The Bank of England. And guess what? Bank of England picked Ripple partner Accenture to create a payments network. And guess what? Bank of England, again, did a Ripple proof of concept, meaning they studied the Ripple protocol and said, thumbs up. And you got Ripple joins the Digital Pound Foundation. Yeah. So I think we all kind of know when England did a blockchain test and they completed it, I think we all know which crypto that was. Have a nice day.
Cool stuff. All right, so I'm gonna read the last bit of comments. Right now it says Hulk's starting to talk about H bar now. Well, that's cool. Rain says he hates Hulk. Okay. I mean, he's not for everybody, but I don't hate him. And you hate him because he's fat? What the heck? Well, what the heck am I? I'm not as ripped as Crypto Hulk. So if he hold on a second, let's just get this clear, right? If you hate Hulk and you say he's fat, then oh my god, you must think I'm like literally the fat bastard of crypto. Like literally, like every time I come on here, I'm like, hey, look up I am. Oh, look dead sexy. Like, yeah, fat juice, you dumb laddie. Freaking rain and you dumb avocado, banana. Come on with your fat juice. Huh? You got a little mushy thing going on in there, you know? Like you must literally look at me like, you know, Mr. Chubby Checker Cheeks, aka DPG Maximus and his cool cat crypto. Or like, you know, he's not my cat, but you get what I'm saying. God, if you think Hulk is fat, man, I mean, I don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say. Yeah, exactly. Like, how is he fat? All right. Yeah, exactly. Crypto Hulk has a good AI video. Well, welcome, Mr. Mr. J Crypto. Rain, you're trying to date the whole what? How did you get that out of that? How did we go from, you know, chubby check crypto, you know, like get in my belly, you know, to Rain trying to date Hulk? I mean, that doesn't make no sense. He's not, you know, I don't think he is, you know, that doesn't, never mind. No, you're not. No, you're not. You will, you know, you're doing it. You know, you were breaking your strict getting better routine that you got going on tonight. You are drinking some avocado banana. You know that the avocado banana and milk is something you're craving right now, you know. But you're going to drink that buttermilk. So anyway, all right. Brian Alley, Max, you looking good to me, bro? No. It's my beard. It probably kind of helps hide some of my fat. Is Mr. Rain points out. I'll tell you this much though. When I had the 3 jobs, I was doing a lot of like, you know, the basketball, the teaching, and so on. There was a lot of exercise. So I was able to drop as much as 30 pounds at that point, but I did put some back on, unfortunately. Wah. Yeah, I know. John Francis, no, you are more like a cool, cheesy Smokey the Bear, Max. Well, thank you. I don't know. I got a lot of weird nicknames. I could take it though. Does that mean when Cool Cat does this mean that he's exited? Somebody give me clarification. All right, Muff says Max 1 minute video about the dollar about everyone. Okay, I could do that. Let me just double check the Suns game real quick. Probably maybe if we're at halftime. One of these days, I'll eventually, whenever Larry eventually comes back, I'll be able to watch something like a full game. Let me see. So we're at Q2, 4 minutes, 10 seconds left. Suns are up by 1. All right. Well, better than not being up. All right. Let's go ahead and highlight that. Time to check on my Phoenix Suns. Yeah, exactly. We just did it. That's cool stuff, Calvin. Mr. Calvin, tell me your name. You're Mr. T6 airplane gonna come down like a hurricane. Oh, baby. It drives me crazy. I'm not even trying to sing, to be honest. All right. I just want to state that for the record. Okay. Oh, this thing 2 minutes ago. Yikes. Oh, that freaking. There's so many guys that I would like to be like Sniper Jackson from Saving Private Ryan. Like he was like, you know, just put me in a mile range, clear line of sight. You remember he's like Mr. Adolf Hitler. Pack your bags, boys. War's over, right? And I like to do that with some, Putin, Mr. Kim Jong-un, stuff like that. I'm just saying. Anyway. All right, so let's pull this up. This is from Crypto Mike. Smash that like button if you haven't done so already. And this is the big deal for the dollar, for everything. With what the hell, Max? What country do you think they are going after first? You see in the picture, it's got North Korea, Russia, and Red China. Let's go and play this. 1 minute. Here we go.
Это как раз сейчас перемены, которые не было в течение 100 лет. Там, где вместе двигаем эти перемены. Перекиньте, пожалуйста, дорогие, дорогой друг.
Man, one of those things. But I'm glad that, we have somebody like Crypto Mike to find some of these things. It's a sad thing, whether you guys are, whether a person who is for Trump or not. Remember that interview that we shared a few days ago? We had that one guy, that one Yahoo that came in here. He's just like, oh, you guys are a bunch of Trump fans. No, even Tim Shea pointed out, right? That basically it's like he has a good point. And the point was, we lose our dominance in the world. It's like the equivalent of losing like a world war. I will agree with him on that, right? Whether, you're the guy that's voted for him or not. He makes a very valid point, and it sucks to see this, right? But we'll see how all this pans out, obviously. All right, let's go into some more of the comments. I think you guys mentioned something about the fat juice or something like that. Calvin, oh yeah, we checked on that. Brian, no, what I hate is no respect. The show just show up with whiskey. Oh yeah, no, I get it. It's not for, look, man, his show is not for everybody. But I want to state this, right? So he can even come out. He's not going to do this, but he could be like, you know what? I heard, I heard about that freaking, that Maximus guy out there, and pulling off the meat off my back, and screw that guy, and all this stuff, right? I would still say, you know what? I think Crypto Hulk still does a great job on his deep dives, and he gets the message out there to a more broader base, and he's good for the XRP army, all this stuff, XTC, Stellar, all that, right? I think overall, you got to look at his pros. Definitely outweigh his cons, right? So, but as far as the show, I get it. And I think even Larry at one point was just like, hey, maybe you should reach out to Crypto Hulk. And I was like, Larry, with your policy of, we're a family-friendly show, I just don't think that's going to work out, But I mean, I like Crypto Hulk, and I appreciate his content, and I do watch him, and I think he does an excellent job. And I think he's personally probably one of the best when it comes to, like I mentioned, we could open up a manual or a book or something like that, right? And we all read the same thing. And then for whatever reason, he can pull something off of that and be like, you know what, guys, there's this. And then he'll, somebody said that he used to be a former police officer or something like that, right? So to me, it's like, wow, he must have been like a detective or something like that. Because, I mean, you could totally see that he does a really good job of hunting down information, right? The investigative stuff. So, again, for me personally, it's not like a PR thing or anything. I honestly think he has really good content, and he kills it. So his pros outweigh his cons for me, but I understand where you come from, Rand. And if anything, I do appreciate you watching us and so on. All right. John Francis says, Mahal Kita, bro. Max, thank you very much, John Francis. And to everybody who is watching us overseas, you guys rock. Okay. All right. Brian Alley, cool. Blackwood, let me know if you're in the GTA. Grand Theft Auto. Yeah. Buttermilk, my shins. Yeah, I still got quite the thing going on here on my chin. Drink some prune juice, Max. Oh God, no. God, no. I did that when I was a kid. Not that I needed to do it anyway, because I was a skinny freaking kid. I was very active. But no, don't drink no prune juice unless you want to have diarrhea hell. Anyway, no, you there. It says, Max, you're so... No, I'm not. You could go... You're full meat lovers and a buttermilk shake, and you wouldn't change straight away. Well, thank you guys. Just try to be nice. I appreciate it. Max, pull up what I sent you on Twitter yesterday. All right, just for you, Brian. And then after that, I gotta get back to the Suns game. Okay. Oh God, you guys are still tagging me. We have Crypto Mike too. That's all right. Let me pull up one more, only because you guys rock. Pull up the one you sent me yesterday. Hold on. There was one from Coochie Boy. I'm going to say that for tomorrow. So, Coochie Boy, if you're watching, I'm going to say that for tomorrow. Where is Mr. Brian Dow? All we have to do is look for a fist. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, about the dabs? Okay, we could do this. Hold on. It's very short, though. All right, hold on. Let's share this first. This is from Mr. Brian Dowie. And then we'll share Mike's. And that's it. All the stuff you guys take me on, we're going to have to share it tomorrow. Because, I mean, I was only going to go an hour and a half, and now it's out 2 hours and 36 minutes. You guys are wanting to turn this into WrestleMania, and this is not a WrestleMania show for tonight. All right, let's go ahead and play this. Smash that like. Here we go.
Hey Sharks, we have a new best friend for your nose. Introducing
Cocaína.
There you
go. Brian, I can't share that, man. For future reference, sorry. That's funny. Don't get me wrong. We already got one strike for that. It's against YouTube policy. We get another one, man. The show could be off for a week. So I just want to throw that out there. So, guys, I mean, you guys appreciate the show. Anything that shows like that drug stuff, right? And it's funny. It is hilarious, right? But we got in trouble last time because we had like a WrestleMania show or whatever, and at the very end, the Tupac video, and it showed like a you-know-what deal going on, and we got flagged on that. So I hope to God we don't get flagged on that. If we do, our show will be offline for a week. Nobody wants that. I'm not mad at you, Brian. I'm just saying I had to pull that off real quick. All right. So, yeah. All right. I'm going to share one more. And it is from Mr. Muff. Let me share this real quick. It is in regards to MasterCard. The MasterCard uses Web3 music tools like never before. Join and mint your free MasterCard Music Pass to access exclusive music content experience, elevating the next generation music. All right, let's pull this up for a second. Ooh, that looks cool. Hold on. Is that a subliminal message, Mike? You know, flipping the switch, I guess you could say. I don't know. All right. Yeah, but it was a real thing. I mean, Brian, basically, it went against their guidelines. And so they gave us one warning. They said if it happens again, the channel will be suspended for at least a week. And that would suck. So, Kadir893, I don't think crypto is going to cover almost all the market because of his what? stability in security terms. All right. Well, thank you, Kadir893 from Twitch. Thank you for dropping by from Twitch. Very cool. All right. Brian Dowie says that Hulk loves to talk ish. He's probably a heavy smoker. Oh, okay. It can be broke because of an informatic pirate. Hey, at least we're getting comments from Twitch, so hope to see more of you, Mr. Kadir893. I've been smoking that. I don't know about that. Larry and Hulk. Yeah, that would be something, wouldn't it? GS says Blackwood. His voice reminds me of Steve O from You Know What, Rough Life. Cool Cat. Hulk hangs with Coach JV. Former Screw. Kadir got some good comments. He says, imagine that a big part of the worlds have their reserves on it. Obviously, a big country is going to make sure to have a plan to get all of it just in case. Triple C says Hulk was a security guard for like 2 weeks. Knows everything about the justice system. I don't know, man. I take your word for it. So I don't know all this, the background of the guy and so on. But I'll tell you this much. When it comes to my achievements, I wasn't involved in anything for 2 weeks. If anybody wants proof of that, I'll be provided 100%. I don't care. All right. All right. It can be a specific attack also. All right. Well, I'm glad you're active on Twitch, Mr. Kadir. John Francis, Hulk is funny and serious at the same time. Yeah. All right. I'm not totally sure. That's okay. And Kadir, if you want, I know you're on Twitch. If you want to join us on YouTube, you're more than welcome to do that as well. But if you're more comfortable on Twitch, that's cool. What do you think about it? What I think about it is I want to go watch the Suns game at this point. Sorry. We're going to wrap things up here in a bit. All right, Brian, I'm just going to read a few more comments. Pull up crypto mics. I was joking. Don't play it. Oh, yeah, it's too late. Yeah. It's okay, Brian. Hey, Brian, it's all right. All right, no worries. I thought you seen it and was joking. No, I didn't have a chance to review it yet. Mine not important, Max. No one cares about gold. Yeah, we do. We care about it. I'll pull it up tomorrow, Coochie Boy. I promise, okay? The MasterCard. I would like to know from Mike Cornwell, do you feel as though that was a kind of a subliminal message with, Ripple and MasterCard partnership, right? And like the flipping of the switch into us. I'm just saying. All right. It's okay, Brian. It's all right, man. Don't beat yourself up, man. Like, if you want to know something, if it happens, I'm not going to be like, let me tell you something, freaking Brian Dowie. You freaking ruined CTN. I'm going to get the freaking wolves out on you, the freaking wolf pack, the Saitama people on you, and they're going to burn you at the freaking stake. No, I'm kidding. No. All right. The fist thing. Yeah, I did say that, didn't I? Brian, no worries. Yeah, it's okay, Brian. Don't beat yourself up over that, man. Really, I don't want you to do that. I hope to see you tomorrow. Please, I want to see familiar faces. I don't want to see like, oh, Brian Dowie left for like a week or two. I am going to go enjoy my game, though, Brittany. I think they're at halftime right now, so it's no worries. All it would be is basically, Chuck and Kenny and all those guys, and then Shaq basically getting on camera, So Shaq, tell us, what do you think in regards to what happened into the game tonight? Well, it's kind of like this, everyone wants me to speak loud, and then 20 years later, I realized I can't really talk loud, so I'm always going to talk in this monotone voice. They need to play perimeter defense, and if I ever see Larry, I'm going to do one-on-one. I'm going to dominate because I like barbecue chicken. It's just like, dude, speak up. All right. I think that's just about it. Love to hang with those two in the 90s. Max do a pop. I can't do a Popeye. I wish I could do a Popeye. I can't. MasterCard talking NFT and blockchain. That's the point. Yeah, that's a good point. Sorry. All right. The Wolf Pack. Yeah, I still hold that, but I guess I'll be holding it forever at this point. Ball games would be cool to watch if they had random landmines. Wow. How about that? All right, Max, you see Derek White's hairline? They were. That was hilarious. I'm glad you saw that too, Brian. That was hilarious. Yeah, I gotta work on that. I gotta work on that. I'll state this much: I'm still bitter over the 2000 Western Conference Finals. Portland blowing a 14-point lead with like 4 minutes left or whatever it was, 4.5 minutes left. Oh my god! All right, if they are open arms are open to blockchain, obviously they're ready for it. Yeah, Jonathan, good night, bro. All right, yeah, you guys rock. Don't be so hard on yourself. I won't be so hard on my fat juice or my what you guys call it, my fat, my double chin and all that stuff, my puffy cheeks. And Brian, don't be so hard on yourself either. Stuff happens. And you know how you always do the fist. So let's get real close. Booyah shaka. Okay. Boom. Here's the other end. Boom. All right. All right. I'll be kind and rewind. Yes. Yeah, make sure you rewind your VHS tape. You don't want to bring it to Hollywood or Blockbuster, and they're going to give you a dollar, a dollar fee. Okay. All right. Have a great night, everyone. Go Suns, and let's see where we're at. What time is it? 8:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, I guess I'm going to do a DiGiorno pizza or something like that. So, Ryan, I hope you get better, man. I know, as the saying goes, when you're feeling something hot, something to the pot, the song. So I hope to God you feel better. Nobody likes having to deal with that. You know what? And I hope you don't have to take a number 3 tomorrow. So hopefully by tomorrow, be number 1 and number 2 and no longer a number 3. So over and out. Rand, get well soon, brother. Peace out to all you guys, brothers and sisters, and so on. We'll see you back tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific for more Crypto Talk Now. Have a great night.